Jala kwen nyana dwang ogo wan ma na kwe aru maril wenga nwere yade diga lit yung alira ki gudum yal pin ba god dong nyanya myage aru maril wenga nwere yade diga lit yung alira ki gudum yal pin ba god dong nyanya myage yen yalen belwe wem bien mu bu nwe no ku no boy nang maje warane nadia yindi ya mundi an kuy ke lo undo boy me why get your warani boke you come when the yuram yol can a pint of kedi go benjaru ge jaga be yer nyaga yiti yen ya pin jo ka nyang to let we see no yo ku ka jishino wakala din yoy ka gangwe ja jo de mare ya mama jame panja wala tere jo man wo nwe ja la kol pe yo mole apandia ya de je to bi me ja yo para ka wal wai du tri ya mo jala kwen nyana dwang ogo wan ma na kwe kwe okai no kibyo me ya muda tu wanwe no we ye ya ten ga di try ral wai du wanye wai du ya ring the past ral wai du wanye nige da ye to bi be kam jo ka de wai kam ya love to dum lam kwe ma ka ya we jo u ben chera ki pinyo ni mo wai o ben re ya la jin jo le ni na ka do ya pin na ya pi bu we điều là hoa bên bên ngoài để chụp từ đồng nắp nhà cái chơi rai cũng nuôi trên cái gốc phơi cái má này điều đã cái chơi tiền nhiều chơi cái xóa lao ở chỗ này chỉ cái cái điều cái điều mẹ này ra nó phải cái tin nên anh đi chơi quay đam mò cái giờ buồn nhà cái tiền đồng tiền mà cái nó say chơi giờ có chơi là cắt nhẹ ra quá tu được chơi tu nào quay cái chúng chơi gì anh ấy chơi chúng chơi đi cái gì wa cho cứ mà này chơi mấy cha bây giờ ba cái cái đi đâu có để cho con có đầu việc đâu à quý tôi bây giờ người ya para la tenerin de banglu wai pal wai chi kun to kol men de ringa me ya jar ke de tem ku pa bier kwa ke chang ben ga da ne ga loy wa kunin aru malwel wenga nwere ya de diga le jo mali ba ki gudum yal pin ba go de dum ja ya ga aru malwel wenga nwere ya de diga le jo mali ba ki gudum yal pin ba go de dum ja ya ga chen ya len belwe wen bien mo ku no ku no boy nan ma je warane nadia yindi ya mundi an kuy ke lo undo boy we pa me wai ke jo di warane boke you come when the yuram yol can a pint of kedi go benjaru ge jaga be yer nyaga yiti yen ya pin jo ta nyang to let we see no yo ku ka jishino wakala din yoy ka gangwe ja jo de mare ya mama jame panja bala tere jo man wo nwe ja ba kol pe yo du male abadia ya de je to bi me ja yo para ka wel wai du tri ya bo jala kwen nyana dwang ogo wan ma na kwe kwe okai no kibyo me ya muda tu nwe no we ya ten ga di try ral wai du nye wai du biari no kwas ral wai du nye nige dala je to bi be kam jo ka de wai de ya la to badum lam kwe ma ka ya we jo u be ne chera ki pinyo ni wen wai o nwe ya la jin bio le gi ni na ka do ya pin ai de bier bu we Điều là hoa bên bên hoa đi giật từ đồng nặc nhà cái giờ ai cũng nuôi trên cái gốc cội đâm mà đây điều đã cái giờ tin nhiều thì bị xóa lao cho lại chỉ cái bari học phiêu mẹ đây ra nó phải cái tin nên anh đi chơi với đam mơ cái giờ buồn tập nhà cái tin tâm đen mò cái nó say chế ya quật chế phạt nghe ra quát được rồi na quê cái chúng quê gì anh ấy chạy chúng quê gì cái chi qua cái cũng mà na để chơi mấy gia cái ya ba cái rồi cái riêng đâu có để cho con có đâu biết đâu ông ấy cứ mấy gia người luôn ya para ra tiene riêng đâu con luôn why pal why chi cũng đỏ con men Rima meja jal ke gadim pa biel kwate jang lenge daga nega loiwa kuinin aruma lelu wenge nwere yade diga lit junga liga fi gudam yal ping ba god dong nya nya yade aruma lelu wenge nwere yade diga lit junga liga fi gudam yal ping ba god dong nya nya yade ken yade lelu wengdian mu ku wele ku boy nan ngen maje ora na yin na dia yin di ya an ku ke lelu
Right, see the video, ladies and gentlemen. Join me in the studio. This forum is actually open to the general public, so if anybody who wants All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. And please share the video, like the page, and join me in the studio for the discussion. This forum is actually open to the general public. So for those who would want to come in and join me in the studio for the discussion, this forum is available to the general public. And it will be available in Arabic, English, and in Dinka as well. So I think you can read the topic down there. Gerald Johnson Olony declared the war on Padang Jieeng in Upper Nile in his Cholo or Chiluk audio speech to Cholo people in Khartoum. Padang condemn and reject the appointment of Gerald Johnson Olony. That is, yeah. So first of all, I would like to let the general public know that last week on Wednesday, the Padang leaders were invited by the first Vice President, Dr. Riek Machar, to come and meet with him about the prospective appointment of Gerald Johnson Olony. So the purpose of that invitation was actually to come and try to persuade the Padang Jieeng leaders in South Sudan so that they can actually accept the gubernatorial appointment of Gerald Johnson Olony. Upon that meeting, the Padang communities came and present their own communal position to the first Vice President, Dr. Riek Machar. And in that meeting, the position of Padang Jieeng was very clear. And so before I make it very clear to you, I would like to read out this article that was published on Nyamilepedia website. So this is exactly what the Padang community said in that particular meeting with Dr. Riek Machar. So it was published yesterday. Responding to the request for appointment of Lieutenant Lieutenant General Johnson Olony, the governor of Afanal State, the Padang Dinka community in North Afanal is threatening that if their warning fall on deaf ears, they will launch a deadly war in Afanal and its surrounding. I think Nyamapili, yeah, they broadcast this, but it wasn't the Padang community in North Afanal. It was the general community of Padang in Juba. Even though some of the delegates did not attend that conference, I think some of them were able to attend it. But the overall president of Padang Jieeng in Juba was there to speak on their behalf. So here was the content of the letter. Members of the Padang community meeting, first by President Dr. Riek Machar attended in his office in Juba, Wednesday, November, last week. So if our call and advice are not there not to appoint Johnson Olony fell on deaf ears, it will amount for total outbreak of war within and surrounding counties of the state, and we will fight to defend our areas, village, and we will not be blamed for return of war in the state. Read part of a three-page statement stamped by Thomas Thonday, the chairman of Padang community in Makal. The chairman of Padang community demanded that Riek Machar should withdraw his appointment if he means peace. Yes, that's true. Dr. Riek Machar took up arms against the government of South Sudan as a result of his quest for political position, while Johnson took up arms against Padang. That's a fact. So we demand of Riek really meant peace to prevail in this country, and Afanal state in particular, and then he should not continue and insist on the appointment of warmongering Chiluk militia for the Afanal governorship. According to the chairman of Padang Dinka community, they believe that appointing General Johnson Olony as the governor of Afanal state amount to rewarding a murderer. That's right. Padang land should not be given as a reward to a warmongering politician and army general who have led ethnic cleansing in the village and town in the Padang land, and at the same time would want to be in position to rule us again. A murderer remains a murderer, Thomas Thon said. The Padang community pledged that for peace to prevail in Afanal state, Olony should not be appointed. If we are to realize a peaceful environment in Afanal and normalcy and social coexistence among the communities of Afanal, then Johnson Olony is not a right man for governorship, since he is a tribal militia and cannot be symbol of unity in this state, Thon added. Despite the resistance from the Padang community, majority of the larger communities of Afanal state that include Cholo, Nuer, and Maban support the appointment of General Johnson Olony, but President Key stands on the shoulder of the Padang Dinka community. Yes, the other communities, including Chiluk, Maban, and Nuer, are not objected to the appointment of General Johnson Olony. Why? Simply because Johnson Olony is not a threat to their communities. But Johnson Olony took up arms particularly to fight the Dinka of Padang, and that is to take over their land by force. That is the main reason why Dinka in Afanal is actually rejecting the appointment of Johnson Olony to become the governor of Afanal state. So that position is very clear. There is nothing that is sacred about it. There's nothing confidential about it, and it is a very obvious statement that nobody can refute. Speaking to religious leaders at his residence on Friday, he reiterated that he has given the first vice president a free condition that if he fulfill it, he will appoint Olony as the governor. He demanded that Dr. Riek Machar must sign an undertaking to be held reliable should anything happen to the Dinka, to the Padang Dinka community. This is absolutely correct. It is true that Salva Kiir Mayardit asked first Vice President Dr. Riek Machar to sign a political affidavit that must signify that Dr. Riek Machar is going to be responsible for any violence that is going to be triggered by General Johnson Olony, should he be appointed to become the governor. So, however, Dr. Riek Machar has not responded to his general, Salva Kiir Mayardit, over this precondition that is issued for him to sign a political affidavit, taking responsibility of anything that may happen should Johnson Olony become the governor. However, Dr. Riek Machar is reluctant not to sign that political affidavit. So that means, why is Dr. Riek Machar being reluctant about it? Why is he not signing that political affidavit? That is a question. And that raises the suspicion that they have a very clear plan to actually declare a war and take the country back to the civil war. So that's the reason why Padang insists that they will not accept the appointment of Gerald Johnson. So that is about that. It is actually confirmed that the Jieeng community of Padang met with Dr. Riek Machar, and they have made their position very clear that they do not want to be part of the war that may break out in Upper Nile should Dr. Riek Machar continue to impose the appointment of Gerald Johnson. So I think that is very clear. They made their position very clear that any appointment of Johnson Olony and impose it again in the will of Padang Jieeng will actually tantamount to declaration of war. So that is a blatant warning. It is something that is not being hidden. So there's nothing wrong with the report being published on Nyamapildia website. The second topic that I want to address with the general public tonight is the declaration of war by Johnson Olony. Because Johnson Olony already made a plan B. He just wants to sneak into Makal. And once he's already in Makal, then he will actually be able to execute his secret plan. And that was something being discussed in Cholo language. And in Cholo language, we have actually obtained this audio. And this audio is in Chuluk speech. So this Chuluk was actually delivered to the General Assembly of the Chuluk people in Khartoum. And that audio was actually leaked to the people of Padang, and it has been translated into English. So here, I would like to read to you the translation of this audio. So, declared war by Olony. And this was a brief comment by the translator. Jieeng and Upper Nile have to pay drastic attention for coming howling wind. Today, I start meditating critically more than before. Today, I have listened to the drastic speech of the proposed governor of Upper Nile State, Gerald Olony, addressing his community, Cholo, in his vernacular. The speech is very threatening and scaring the people and the harmony among the people of Upper Nile State. And indeed, to the national security, indeed, that speech is voice recorded, not video speech. But the big problem is because many people cannot listen to his vernacular. Actually, there are critical sick points in that top speech he released in Khartoum when he was addressing Cholo community about his acceptance as the governor of Upper Nile State by President Kiir. Number one point in that audio speech is this one. This is what he expressed in his introduction. He described himself as the vaccine of coronavirus that is embedded in Upper Nile. The coronavirus he meant is the Padang Jieeng in that case. So Gerald Johnson Olony is projecting himself here in his Cholo audio speech that he is a vaccine of the coronavirus in Upper Nile State. So I hope some of you can actually translate that, or you can interpret the meaning of this particular statement. So that means the coronavirus he meant here is the Padang Jieeng. Number two, he said in his audio he's not afraid of Salva Kiir Mayardit. And President Kiir Mayardit is well aware of that because he was together with Kiir since he was a second lieutenant. I don't know what he's talking about. He's trying to boast himself that he's not afraid of Salva Kiir. And that Salva Kiir Mayardit, the incumbent president of South Sudan, know who he is, since when he was still a second lieutenant. I think probably back in Sudan Army Force, I don't know. But I believe by then, I think Johnson Olony was still a young boy by the time. So I don't know what he's referring to, second lieutenant. I don't get it. The third point he said is that he's not afraid from living person. That means he's not afraid of anyone. He's trying to claim himself he's a very brave man, that he don't fear any living person, with the exception of a dead person. He only afraid of the dead person. And if there is a person who will take this speech, he's trying to threaten. If there is a person who will take this speech to President Kiir, let him take it. I am not afraid. You know, that's a warning, right? So he's trying to flex his muscle that he's a very strong guy and that his speech has to be delivered or attended to Salva Kiir Mayardit in Juba. That he's not afraid of him. And if there is somebody who said he can kill me, then let him be aware of that I can kill him before he can kill me. If there is somebody who said he can kill me, then let him be aware that I can kill him before he kill me. That is what he said in his audio speech in Cholo language. So it is being translated. A lot of Padang Jieeng people, they understand the language. So you should understand that. So this has been played since yesterday, and we have been playing it, and people were actually interpreting it into English and Dinka at the same time. It was orally being interpreted, but this guy here translated into English text. So he's actually threatening that if anyone is dreaming of killing him, he will be the first one to kill you. That is exactly what he said. And number 4, he instructed Cholo people to go to Malakal and let some go to Log Jieeng or Log Jang, Dinka side, to settle there. You know, he's trying to empower his people that he's actually coming to Upper Nile State. In one, he come to Upper Nile State. He want all the Cholo people from the western side of the bank to migrate from the western bank, which is actually their indigenous territory, to the eastern side of the bank, Nile Bank, so that they can come and settle in the Dinka land. That, in other way around, according to my own interpretation, is calling for the absolute occupation of the Dinka land. So he's actually inviting his people to actually flock to the eastern bank of the Nile. That is exactly where the Dinka belong, including Makal, another way. So he instructed Cholo to go to Makal and let some go to Log Jang. Log Jang means Dinka side, to settle there. You know. Then number 5, he instructed Agwele forces to be amalgamated into the police force in order to stay close to the Cholo people in the living places. He also instructed his tribal army or tribal militia that you are going to be integrated into the police forces in Malakal City. And we want you to stay close to your people. In other way, he's trying to tell them, you know what, be vigilant, stand by, and you should execute what I should order at any given notice. So that message is also very clear. He said he has appreciated President Kiir because he awoke Cholo people from a long deep sleep. So now Cholo is vigilant and very sensitive. He's trying to be very sarcastic here, to be very ironic in trying to give an ironic appreciation to Salva Kiir Mayardit. In other way, he's trying to say, thank you, Mr. President, for awakening or for awaking Cholo people whom he's trying to project as if they were actually dominant or dominant, like they were in a sleeping mood. But now Cholo people have woken up and then they know what to do. So it's trying to give credit to Salva Kiir Mayari, like, okay, he provoked Cholo. Now Cholo has been in a long depth sleep, and now they are awake, and they are vigilant and very sensitive to take action against the Dinka of Padang Jieeng. So probably this speech is very contradictory to the peace agreement itself and the stability of security in the region. So indeed, the ordinary citizen don't have what to do with such a situation if government would force a loan on them. Otherwise, it is an inevitable disaster to them. But there was a great chance to avoid such a disaster for resisting the appointment of Gerald Johnson as the governor of Upper Nile State. So this was a closing statement by the translator of this audio speech. So, ladies and gentlemen, now I would like to open the podium, the forum to each and every one of you. So I want to give you a platform so you can come and join me in the studio so we can all come together as South Sudanese. I don't care regardless of your political affiliation or whatever tribe or region you come from. You are now invited to join me in the studio so we can all analyze. And these are the very reason why Padang are very adamant and persistent in resisting the appointment of Gerald Johnson. Now the plan is very clear. And this secret was actually leaked to the people of Padang Jieeng. And this is exactly what Padang Jieeng know ever since day one. That's why they will never accept the gubernatorial appointment of Gerald Johnson. Now the plan is very clear. He's inviting his people to come to the Dinka side, which is actually the Dinka area, so they can come and occupy and settle it. And then at the same time, he's going to integrate his Agwele forces into the police force in Upper Nile State. And that is going to be used as the force to link and to actually kill the civil population of Padang, and at the same time occupying their land by use of force. So I think this is very, very clear. In this translation, nobody can actually dispute it. If somebody is looking for the audio, we still have the audio. I can play it, but because I don't have the translator, I cannot play it. But I already have the translated text or scripture. This is what I can share with each and every one. So right now, I would like to invite you to join me in the studio, so all of you can come and participate in the fourth analysis of this speech of Gerald Johnson Olony and the meeting between the Padang leaders and with the first vice president. So let me send you the audio. I want to send you the link. Let me send you the link, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned. Let me play the music while I'm waiting. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you can go ahead and click the link. I just pass it on there. Check it under there. Click the link and join the studio. Thank you. The link will click to run copy Ben jam tong Jieeng, jam tong Arabic, jam tong English. Forum may open to all of you. Yeah, and jam katir. Otherwise, I just brief you about the meeting between first Vice President Dr. Riek Machar and the community of Padang Jieeng in Juba. So it was Dr. Riek Machar who actually invited the Padang community leaders in Juba. And upon the attendance, they present their position very clearly, that they reject, they condemn Dr. Riek Machar because he himself have murdered their people since 91 and December 2013. And then they went as far as rejecting the appointment of Johnson Olony and made it very clear to Dr. Riek Machar that if you continue to insist the appointment of General Johnson Olony, then you will be responsible for their consequences. But Padang made an ultimatum that they're gonna defend themselves. They have the right to self-defense. That message is very clear. The second topic, ladies and gentlemen, is actually about the audio speech that was actually delivered to the General Assembly of Sholo community in Khartoum. In that General Assembly, General Johnson Olony delivered a very staunching tough speech threatening war and actually demonstrating the conspiracy plan that is actually meant to fight the Dinka inside Upper Nile once he's actually accepted to become the governor of Upper Nile state. So we have come to identify the clear plan of General Johnson Olony, and that is the reason why Padang continue to insist that we will never accept the appointment of General Johnson Olony. At all disposal, it will not be accepted. That message is very clear. Because now his plan is actually being revealed or indicated in this particular audio speech in Cholo. And that audio speech is actually being translated into English. Some of you can read that text message there on my wall. Go ahead and read it on my wall. That is exactly what it means. And that's a declaration of war. And we want to actually attend this message to J1, so they have to understand. We have to attend this message to the government of unity, national unity government, that both Dr. Riek Machar and Johnson Olony are not for peace. They are actually planning a real war. You know, it's actually a real war being planned already. So this is not going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. It wouldn't make any difference. So you cannot buy peace in the expenses of others. Others are a victim too. So it wouldn't make any difference. You can go ahead and afford Johnson Olony at your own risk. Ajin wichila ya network. Kwa forum ka cha lift ran ban aning de ran with the ban ka ban ran bi jam tong ne ni bi jam tong English chi man ke ko woni ke dun yin ko big ban man de jeng Padang chuk lwel won de jiem ko ju forum de jeng Padang ka che ke bi ya lift e ba ma chi bi ya lift ran ban special ko opposition che make sense bana ye jeng dang te ka chi man jeng angi ko ka ke jeng Padang kala big band chana ngi ko ko ben support kada wil but then naira an boki opposition ke che support din pal bam ulawot so kana won ga yo ka chira no lo dam chi won kwa yo kana chiro de won we ko ko ndai ke we ko won ka man ko bak ban amanu te lo jing Padang in ke forum dun ki kana na ran ko jo ben wit ke jing Padang ko ku ene di to ga available for discussion debate ki ja ben man ayen cha lor banya ko de ko don Martin ga Martin chan jam da chi be di de because ki ka won de te be de ayo ki te ke de tam chu kan na wona man Padang yin bula twen yin biya lo maro.
Thank you, Bill. Look, yeah, you know, it is a good point that you came back because in the previous discussion we have about Padang elders or Padang leaders, you know, we saw some communities members, they came in and actually they were not invited, but I feel sorry for them because they have to differentiate, you know, before you click to enter the show, you should know the topic and you should know the title, because the title was there, and you should read what kind of speech those, what kind of meeting those people are conducting, you know. So, and if you saw the title, they does not need you to be there, even though you can go by yourself. Like I saw 3 people, they just came because Blue Jean has no secure. If it is open, you can just click and come in, you know.
Right.
It means that for them it doesn't make sense. Like me, example, I listen a show but a guy a lot, but I never try to click the link because that topic don't want me over there. So why I should bother myself to go there? So they should feel shame, those who show up there and they are declaring themselves that they are a politician. Have they, you know, have they used to say it all the time in the social media here? They have to differentiate the things. If I have my own show and I am conducting it and I have a title there, and they saw it, this thing don't need them. They don't have to come.
Right.
So it's really it's a shame for them because they will not be allowed to talk like we didn't allow them to talk. But there is a topic like you put it up now and you put it as a public. Yes, now this is the time we want you to come and show your muscle and what do you have and what kind of idea do you have. So Bill, look, right. Thank you so much. And that is the thing bring me back to your show, because I want to see those people here. You know, even though I will not stay long, but I want to see them and what is their point. Coming to our show as the Padang community, we were discussing our own issues. Those things happen in Malakal. Yes, at all life. Yeah, but they are no way. They are no way out of the chin. Wait, yeah. Yeah. Oh, so sorry, Bill. Look, sorry. Yeah. Yeah. So what I'm saying, those of Dor Largen, those of Mabangai, I want to see. Yes, but Gabriel Kwana, I see this guy is a Buna Bardo, but this guy, I don't know, he's a politician. What kind of way he's taking, I don't know. But Kwana, I saw him sometime wearing the collar like a Buna, you know. But the way he wrote here down sometime, it let me make a question mark for him. Anyway, I will come to topic. You know, we look, those community, they don't know what is the Padang standing for. We as a Padang community, we put it a lot of time and we make it clear. We are not against anybody in Malacca, you know, but there is a native land, or, you know, a coexistence. People can live together. People can find a way to live together, you know. But if someone started it to kill people and showing his muscle with a weapon of stolen government weapon, then what can we do? We can defend ourselves. We can take care of ourselves, you know. That is all we are talking about. We are not preaching the war. Like some people wrote here, Lord Gal, you Padang people, it's better to talk about peace instead of war. We are, you know, people bring war to us. We never take the war to the people, you know. So they should know this one very well, you know. So, Badmara, for example, the topic you put here about Johnson Bully, what left? Thank the guy who, you know, yeah, Zol Lamul, Terjama le Kalam da le Terjama min Rutan Chuluk le English is very good, you know. Loida ya biluk jabu kan governor jabu al ma jabu. Yang the language Zol biji bekalam fogu before even everything ma mula proof. I don't think so. So this guy, that's why from day one we say he has no qualification to rule Upper Nile. Period. But if government insists buying the peace for this guy to come, then take his own militia away and leave him as a politician. We don't have problem. If the you know the civilian Chuluk fight with the Denka within Malacan, well, the police will see and the national security will take up and they will treat them as a citizen of Malakal. But if somebody come with a high weapon, with a big weapon, hey, we cannot just keep quiet and watch them. So I will stop there and see if there is someone who is allowed to come, and then we can debate or whatever he come up. I can put my my opinion on into. But really, we are very tired, and even you, I don't think so. You are okay because you guys sit very for a long time.
We are all exhausted. We are exhausted, absolutely.
So let's see who is willing to come.
Yes, I tried to invite them. I made even a status here trying to call them out so they can come and join me right away. So thank you very much.
But by the way, Kenya, these guys, they will not come. They will not come because they have no agenda. They have no agenda. They were about to come in a Padang show to make a chaos or to make a confusion.
Yes.
That is all their plan. But now, like, you open it as a debate forum. Come and tell us what is in your mind. What did we make wrong? What did we say? They will not come because they have nothing to say. We are just saying, and we are depending, and we have an evidence of Johnson Willing. We have his video, the audio speech. We have all his statement. So that's all we are talking about. Even the Binay Tashuluk da, Binay Tashuluk, you matter Bitkalam be Arab da, Yana Bugul, Gali Yaki into ya Banat Chuluk al Mazojin Dengada, Gal into that Aktulu Denkada, Aktulu Rijalkum. Yaka da Kalam Zol Bugul, Yana Nasawina Zoju. Isha Jota na chaniji yaktulu rujalu kalam da biji wen. Anyway, we have a majority of Banat Chuluk fi Nile, mafi zol, mafi denka zoj maabat fi gibele Chuluk like nina fi Upper Nile. And ana bugul 60% wala kam da kullu Banat Chuluk yani it zoj min denka kufi Banat denka Chuluk zoju, you know. So Johnson Willing ما ممكن يجي يخرب لنا علاقات اللي كان قاعدين من زمان. يا كان عندنا مشكلة مع جلابة. ده يا كان مشكلة رئيسية. نحن الجنوبيين مع مؤتمر الوطن. الحمد لله مؤتمر الوطن لما جرى فضلنا كجنوبيين. تاني يا أخي نشاكلوا عشان الوطن ده حاجة منو. ما نحن الجنوبيين. زماننا ما بنزوج مع عرب كان أنت كان ما بزوج عرب. وإله politician لينا ده بلاليه ده كان هم قبلوكش مبيبيت بتاعرب ونادى الكبار ده. لكن the innocent person like me, even though you are a white collar worker, you cannot marry Arab girl. No. But look in Junub, ده مناسب بقول قال منو ما بزوج بيت منو ما عندنا border بتاع زواج, and that is a good you know a good integration. ما عندنا border مع نوير. لو ولد بتاع نوير جاكال داري زوج بتاعنا احنا ما عندي مشكله. انا بشوف ده ولد ده شغله شنو ولا عشان ندي بتاع عندي بعد نشوف الولد successful then انا بقول له يا اخي ده نوراوي ده شلكاوي ده لتوكاوي ما في كلام زي ده عندنا في الجنوب الان ما في. طيب كان كده ده شنو بيجيب المشاكل بيناتنا؟ اللي كان بيجيب مشاكل ده كان يا اخي زول ده ما مسلم، زول ده كافر، ده ما مننا، ده يا مشكله اللي كان دخلنا في صوبات معارف. لكن هذا الجنوبيين هذا لو انت لو مشين بلكاليا بيلوك يوم من الايام اتعلم روتان شلوك برق انت ده ما داير بيجيك براك لانه لو مشين مالشاي ناس كل بوانا روتان شلوك، لو مشين سوق بتلقى شلوك بكو محبو، لو جيت شلوك زادو بكلم بدينكا داير ولا ما داير هو بكلم دينكا زي ناس يدوار وهنا كله they know how to speak dinka, you know. The same to us, majority of us we know how to speak Shuluk and we know how to speak Nuer. Ma bajbruk, lakin the situation will let you learn it, you know. So ana bagi pina o na di fursa lo finas dari niyo.
Yeah, thank you very much, Banya Coach. Welcome, you can well we read kaka. I yoga chingi du book ba ben kwani we Jieeng dai. De dera de ko ben maro kin law. E show kan ke loy ko ay yoga ki dagare because go show la won go kran go luna college. La da pin chuol ko taw a conference e loy fadang live video on the forum de Jieeng fadang. Ye no kya exhausted already. A forum kan ke jako loy no chanin ago ko junte mi da kay ko ngi junu Sudan ko de ko big maro ke bu ke ye platform bi ke de ni to ke pio video ben ko ni ya no forum ganen ke forum mun ta discussion ni lo ti forum mun analysis en ja ben lo ti na go ko won je wa ke ko won jiro ni lo ke video ben di mi jitin ku ja chop te de ke ko je te grot ye no no Jieeng pa dang che man te cho rio jam den ke ko ke lakin ten ko ben ko en ko nim ke pol ka lao che ye opposition in ke consent an ga ko no ko no we ni kala bi ni ke video vel ben in ke ko ya luil ka aka che man ti lo ke ko ka man ko non wa ke ne ka yo ka ba de ri wa ye we Jieeng dai ku jela yin junu bi dangu ne pe ngong Jieeng ke tawka. So in tong English I would like to translate like this, that Padang community had a very big press conference today, and it was all about briefing the general publics about the event that are now undergoing in South Sudan pertaining to political appointment of Johnson Olony and the war that is ongoing and the meeting between the Padang community leaders and the first Vice President, Dr. Riek Machar, and other issues of concern that were expressed. So that press conference was mainly meant for the Padang citizens and their leaders to disseminate some information to the general public in that case. So we didn't need to involve others to be part of that discussion because we don't need opposition in it. So it would look ridiculous for someone to come in and try to mess up whatever message that was being conveyed to the general public. So we deserve that right. But now I'm hosting this live video so that I can actually give you that platform so that you can come and express your view as South Sudanese. So please kindly join me. Otherwise, like I told you, I'm already exhausted and I want to go to bed. And then if you are not coming to join me live, then I don't think we will have any other opportunities to continue the show. So I think the message is very clear that we have translated the audio speech of General Johnson Olony into an English text. Thanks to the translator, who is also a son of Padang Jieeng. He translated into an English text, and I have posted that on my Facebook account. You can go there and copy it, and you can read it if you want to. Those were the main point addressed in that audio speech. And in that audio speech, that is exactly what Padang Jieeng knew, that is the intention of Johnson Olony and his tribal army force. So that's exactly the reason why we are saying that we cannot accept the gubernatorial appointment of Johnson Olony, because he posed a potential an existential security threat to the Jieeng Padang in Upper Nile state. So the plan are already being exposed in that, in that audio speech in Cholo language. So you should also understand, there are so many son and daughter of Jieeng Padang that speak Cholo language. And they help out a lot in this translation. Yesterday, we made a series of video, and we were able to interpret that audio speech into Dinka language. So we used to translate word by word, and exactly it is the same thing that is now being translated into English text by our other brother down there in South Sudan, and then it was sent to us. So I think that audio speech is threatening, and this is what we allege it has, the absolute declaration of war. So it is very true that John Olony has actually declared a war against the Dinka of Padang. Before he could even step his feet in Maka. So this is why we are resisting his gubernatorial appointment. So I don't think even if Junubi out here or the leaders of South Sudan, including the government of national unity, will continue to insist the imposition of General Johnson Olony against the will of Padang Jieeng. And the reason why it is only the community of Padang Jieeng that are rejecting Johnson Olony, because they are the one whom he is threatening with a war and occupation of their land as well. So I think that position is very clear, and it is justifiable argument that nobody can actually refute or debunk in any form of argument. So that's why we are now challenging you as other Junubin that are opposed or proposed to the appointment of Johnson Olony, that we are now challenging you to come forward and challenge us. What is it that you have in your mind that you want to tell us, and why do you support the appointment of Johnson Olony? We don't see any justification, because the Padang Dinka are the victim, and the victim have a right to say no is no. And if he is going to be imposed against their will, they deserve the right to self-defense. And that is what our community leaders who met with by President Dr. Riek Machar in Juba on Wednesday last week made it very clearly, bluntly, right in his face, that if you continue to insist the appointment of General Johnson Olony, you will be responsible, and we deserve the right to defend ourselves at all disposal. That message is very clear, and it is what exactly is being published on Nyamapilde website. So I think we made ourselves very clear, and I think I will stop here. But we will have to wait a little bit if there will be people who will join us. Now they can be dropped in with the dropped in by the coach in Chile. I saw in Chalo mute. I will unmute you. Latwing.
Okay, yeah, kaba Martin yiki taban ugati na degram ban keden na bagam color right away.
Adeda nga ko Martin sorry.
You know what?
Rejected ka ko anu chuga jami ye pet bu ka leg junubin. E man chi John to lo nya to ke ran ko bi tong lo declare again Jieeng de Padang. Ke yen Jieeng Padang a jamun ku le yen IDP camp when a protection of the civilian side into pi malakal kene yo ku le Jieeng Padang chan bu woni ten ku lo ralu ku le pin ni chulu ku yena chike ye opportunity di ku le we dora chiben ku opposition leader the talk jupo akira na we ba ke biji kam ku kam ga tiyo to Monday dang you and to the UNMISS mandate is already expired, so all these IDP scams are going to be closed down. So we, the Padang people, we call for the closure of the IDP camp, which is actually the protection of civilian side. They call it POC. They have to be closed down because these IDP camps inside Malakal has become another security threat to the people of Padang, because this camp is actually being infiltrated by the agent of General Johnson Olony. With the arm, they enter this camp with the illegal arm. So they have a firearm in their possession. And this actually for the security threat. That's why they kill themselves. And those people whom they kill in cold blood are seen, these are the people that they see as a pro-government supporters. So they eliminate these people in cold blood, and then they go and turn it around and blame it on the a civil population of Padang Jieeng in Malakal. That is totally unacceptable. At the same time, the UN told them very clearly that this side is going to be closed down, and you need to go and settle in inside Malakal if you want to be a resident. But they refuse. They don't want this camp to be closed down, and they are actually issuing another political condition that they are calling for the appointment of Johnson Olony. Once Johnson Olony becomes the governor, that's when they will come out of that camp. You know, which is actually a reason why His Excellency General Salva Kiir Mayardit, call these people in the IDP camp as the politicized people. That is actually absolutely correct now. In the case of what the Sholo and IO supporters are doing in IDP camp. And in that IDP camp, that's where the Dinka civilians were also being killed some years back. All of you know that. When the civilians of Padang were actually murdered in that camp. So if they know that in Banyakoj, if they know that they are not secure in that camp, then they need to relocate to their indigenous land, or they can go and live in an IO controlled area or in a Gwele controlled area, so that they can be secure there. If they don't trust the government security in Malakal, right? This is exactly why Padang Jieeng are calling for the closure and relocation of these IDPs to their respective indigenous areas. Thank you. You can go ahead.
Yeah, Bill, look, thank you one time again. Figis bugul gal kullu haja indu wukit bitaw. Yeah, everything has its own time. There is nothing permanent. Kaga ya permanent, kaga are limited. For example, there is the one pastor from Ghana said that don't be programmed like a toy program. Long time ago, the company, they program the toy and they make the remote, and then, you put the car toy down and then you press the button and then the car go ahead. And then if you hit the wall, you come back. And then you put and you go ahead and hit the wall and come back. The pastor say, don't be programmed like a toy. But the world is a well of progress. The world is a well of progress. The long planning of Cholo community during the struggle between SPLA and SPLM, it should end in this year. It should end for those 2 years. As a one community in Malakal, we were, Padang community was busy with Jalaba, and then the Cholo community, some individual, not all of them, they were busy to take control of Malakal, which it was not in the mind of majority of Padang community. We were fighting with Jalaba. We did not care about Malakal. It belonged to who? It belonged to who? All it in South Sudan. For example, look, if you go now to Rang, you may don't know Pana Chuluk Wenu, Upana Denka Wenu, Upana Bor Wenu, Upana Bargadal Wenu, Upana Nyak Wenu, Yana Malak, but like this, the Pirang. But at the end, El Nas in the federal government, in the federal system, عشان ولد بلد يحكم بلده الزول اللي بيحكم رندا ده ولد بتاع بيلا. All the وزراء except police, سجون وجيش أيوة ده ياو أنا جنوبي عنده حق. لكن لو جين لدري تجيب زول بيجيبه governor, زول بيجيبه commissioner, ده جاب بتاع نات local ده. زي ما حكومة السودان عمل حاجات دي. طيب نحن لو جينا في شلوك يا لما قال عمل planning قال شلوك ده قبيلة صغير وعندنا قضية بتاع دينكا ده دايرين دينكا ونهاية خلصوا نفوسهم وبعدين we will take over. That is when Manuel Ajawin, they were not involved with the war, they were at the school and all these things. And if you look now, all our Chuluk intellectual, where are they? And what did Kir Mayardit do to them? That is their own hatred, kick them away from the system. if you look like Emmanuel Ajawin, it good educated man. Like this guy is called Edward. Jabuina chaniji yagra ujamul amul inglab. Okay, الزعيم الكان بتاع حركة شعبية الناس الكان جون كان جابهم فوق فاغانا معقول يا أخي يجي يعمل شبل في snow here في أمريكا ده ما فضيه. I have his video. He was shoveling the snow last year, and this year I don't know, maybe he will do more, you know. And I lema kolasa wen lema kolasa muj en api juba fi Khartoum who bamsi juba baje bamsi juba ma legal haja who there. Okay, el manadil wiya denga jak wenu, we don't know where is him now.
What you got is in Khartoum.
Yes, look at this guy. Forget about Wuling. Who is Wuling? Wuling da can win. Who does the Wuling da? Makan said that Samak. That's all can he said it in his mouth. Who can solve that Samak Tajer? You know? Okay, I'm the video you matter. I'm go to Wuling da can solve Zeki. Who can lick a fursa butao better than that Pagana Mum, better than that Wuya Wina Lamu, Salfaki Ragao, Wadao, you know, Adao Kana Kabir. Look, لو كان هو زول ذكي زي حمتي، لو كان عمل his mind like حمتي مو جالس خطأ بيصير بسجن، واسا يوم بيجي نائب رئيس. So المشكلة بتاع شنو ده؟ يا أخي ما أقول ده مشكلة بتاع ملكال ده بس يا هو شكل الناس ده كله في government بتاع South Sudan. في زول بكتب تيجي قبل بقول قال هنا شنو ده؟ قال we are smart ده أنا Padang community. Where are they smart? Smart بتاعهم وينو؟ بطريقة زي ده. If they are witching denga kulu wala salfa kir bumut udenga kulu bumut ubunishile junub da lo junub da ma fi udenga zat ma bukun junub if they are their witch. So ma fi haja bichila Padang min their land yudim barkadal, it will not happen. So it's better for them everything into zaman bitaw zaman hagum fashalu al khutta huma kan khatinu lama daman tawlin chal baburada they are kan Lema Kolkan was fighting for that for many years. In 1990s, they are who was planning. I know they had to take over Malakal or the government by force. But whom fashil? Yani ligo asila al kabir al kan ligo da wajat udamrul Malakal wajat. Okay, we know sa. El kasarana sa logina bejad ya biluk damuno kasaran. Denga Padang ya kasaran or delhum churuk ya kasarani. Denga Padang da sa indum yal bagro biran. إننا يال بغرب الملوط you know دينا فدان النادي جرو ده هم أصلا بغرب في الملوط يالهم بمشي مدار لكن شلو قاعد في أو بي سي ده for 7 years ده اليال واللي دوم هناك ده منو خسران. طيب لو بيجا كده مع مرودهم يغيروا تجاه they have to change the policies, you know, and then let them come back and for army يكون في أنا بيقول together. If they insist doing this, how many years will take them? How many years? Uling da bukun hay lo jina bejet. Hu yawgat fi junub el bahr ne mukful bakful fi malaka fi berang ma badla ma bad ci shumal da sa biga fi yeden da junub. Teb na dila am ci wen. Asal hum derin shakul ma am ci wen el gabila da. Hum ma budru bi sabat bitam. So I think I said everything. Ana begiba la kida. Lakin cake they have to think twice. Lanu haja da mabu gedem bidam. So Billu, I think I will stop there.
Martin, yeah, ade ku Martin then before kitchen jalla chana de kar babur ke wong ora gataw babur ke ye dia babur tu ka ko wan jiriya ko lakin babur ke wa chik dong babur ke ora gataw ye babur ke ga do amano gyami gin ban ko ache kada man ke junu bin ko tin chike kada ene ke diro ye ke diro Padang ke we ke ko kin ku ke pin den lakin tu junubin ko biga ngi junu michila kana ce michila da shi biya michila bita Padang Jieeng ne takwari abiya kar junu Sudan pa a chanen myugan fi ka ye junu Sudan myugan ene jang cham e hina ko don mi lu ko ne ngek lu hina ko ata o te ne pin Padang ana la tong rom ne myak ma ke ka ka tiok so ko government dia consent at the same time government ci government nam ko ben ban ne ku ye ne ke ne wan tiok en ke naga te ke jej bita junu Sudan achi ko wone gere ta ra de ke gloy de maru achi ke nyanyin ku chen ko wone gere da be bwan ko je mut fa yin ke dong ne ke yana ran kan che wanted for a crime e ngoke in forgive ran chi ke latwe
Bill Kulwell ki. I think government actually kujenin, you know. These two gabel kakaro, gabila chola, ugubila morle, akuma arfum gabel lil gabel sukar. Wachanum gabel sukar, achanki dente chupi yaw yumata. Because they zaim, ma achanu galap South Sudan, achan zolay damaro. Lakin, salfakida ma zema bgulu yula salamu bushuk gabila da sagir. The same thing they apply to Shulu. Yaki, can you imagine?
yes
Sika al baburat ka karo lo biga hum baburat ka diakza khalik min ijnen lo biga talata wal arba ay morro wen big trika yoko no trika leke biga jalla gad big la chumal big yoka di e chaga wo padang ka paj without je chaba wala inaida bin khalumi morro
achin ko wiku jej bita jinu Sudan da achin ko wiku jej bita jinu Sudan ke yo ku wik bet man bi ki bi en lo ye ni jilu la ke tawon na nyuji ni ko ke bo myo ka kriel achan de chin mo to nin ko chin kare ngel ko myo chin ti man chen mo to ne chi myo chin da ma bana yidio ke dai be pan chi myo chin da adi le fa da ngi gene ken ke wiku bet ke bo ye riel bas to myo chin ka ko nen bo ko le bu ko myo tong ko ti man de nim tong ken ke le bu la ki bet ye ko tong wala de jeng wiku da du wala de jej bita jinu Sudan wiku
billuk
ko ngi je wanu wa to ko ko play o wo planning da o ben jolo
billuk adek yinu toror wan adek 1986 adek baburu ci jalpi malakala ko jila ben juba e malyan jej ko malyan asla kubar babur kana achira na chol mi akol era na ko je ran ngongol wala yakol ran ha
ran pa won
okay ran pa wi ran chol mi akol achi hambu ci ben loy pidere na chol tiang real before malut between malut and kodok amul hambu jinak yana waji kanade pi naida shufta babuda da marube RPG bas RPG wasa indana kam RPG na RPG zaman kan ma fi katir lakin asa fi kam RPG o gair RPG za fiasila kubar akbar min da babur lojo lo wulinda indu ashara baburado da ni morwa chaniju wallahi I believe lakin taban ajab bata wapanda we don't want to say them in Facebook la manana mashet balad ko taban ci din niya cin ka kan ti de ko adegi chol you know I don't want to say it here lakin ki chita
ay
wona
bu ko jola jamni tuy aman wa won ci pan loy la en ke ko ke
ya kayen mugruden wulin bi namba ade namma lanu te ci becir cen masada becir ato sigini jinran wona wena wun ko ci ranan ki donga sakera woni biya cin twende this guy e ngo jongor ge terman ci suicide loy a kayan billu ga ya lel no ko jamret wala bu pole ya but ko ja ci bu ben lan ke ken wiccu bet big ban wontan bikran ken big la raj lakin matina cingi je ko bi ko ben jamage so they cannot come and say whatever they want to say so mena you abadil chukto ko
about yo guy en ki kan ke gad ke ya kala ke gad ke ko ci ke yan respond kiran bo so if that is the case ko ko jiten ku yin chale ju kwel chinen kwel nin ko ju dai o ga chu kale yeah
hey na piada have a great night man
have a good night in chale ban thank you
bye
bye all right ladies and gentlemen I think we our program is almost coming to an end since there are no more guests. I don't know why people are trying to shy away, and they were very eager to join us in our community press conference that we were conducting this afternoon up to late evening. So this is actually what we need to discuss among ourselves. When we have event like this, we have to come together and then we have to analyze them. So this forum is actually meant for public discussion, so we can all interact freely without any intimidation. Like I Billy Luke, I don't fear to debate anyone. Unless if I don't have any substantive, evidence to support my argument, then I can't even waste time. I can just say, you know what, I agree with you. Because if you don't have any justification or sensible argument to justify your position, then you don't have to waste time, arguing with someone. So you just give credit where it is due. So in this case, the platform is available to all of you, but I think they are now shying away. I don't know whether they went to sleep or whether they are just trying to boycott it. I don't know. So that's none of my business. So I have to close the show anyway. And see you next time.
and when I go the boy, none and my dear. Rani, not yet, you did, and we can look the boy, you have for me, why the beauty, Rani, what will you come? When you are mule, can I find you? The deep of Benjamin, the other million, Yara, eat to your jam, yapping, Joe, die young, to see, not to you, I now. Wakara din mi oi kabang wiye jajo de mare ya mama majame manja bala mere jokoro man bunwe jaga kol penyo dumale abadia ya de jakabi mi jayo para ka wer wai du ya bubu jaga kwen nyana dwang wan ma kwe kwe kai no kijo ya boda tu wenwe no we.
No, Arjun, this is the platform for you right now. So I've been waiting for you guys. It was very unfortunate that we didn't give you that opportunity to say something in that communal conference that we have been conducting some hours ago. So this program was actually meant for you to participate. So now I challenge you to come forward and join me in the studio. If you would like to come and join me right now, unless if you are busy right now or if it is an inconvenient time for you, then just let me know, and I will actually just go ahead and close the show. I was about to close the show anyway, but because I saw you, you just came in now, so. Yeah, Manut, the topic is down there. You can watch under the screen. You can watch it under the screen. The topic is very clear. Johnson will declare the war on Padang Jieeng Nafanal in his Chiluk audio speech to Cholo in Khartoum. In addition to that, Padang community met with the first Vice President Dr. Riek Machar, and they condemn and reject the appointment of Gerald Johnson Olony, and they actually asserted very clearly to first Vice President Dr. Riek Machar that you insist to appoint and impose gubernatorial appointee like Johnson Olony to become the governor of Afanal State, then Dr. Riek Machar is going to be responsible for any eruption of the violence in Afanal State. And they also assert their position very clear that they deserve the right to self-defense. I think that article is also being published on the Nyamelepedia media website. So some of you can go out there and read it. Message is very clear by the Padang community leaders in Juba that they condemn Dr. Riek Machar for continuing to insist the gubernatorial appointment of General Johnson Olony, and that they challenge him that you will be responsible for anything that is going to be done against Jieeng Padang Nafanal State. Second to that, they told him point blank that they deserve the right to self-defense. That message is clear, all right? We are not sugarcoating any word here. So I think it is very clear. So don't tell us that we are the warmongers. We are not warmongers in this case. We are the victim. And given the fact that we are the victim, we deserve the right to speak out and say that you cannot buy this peace in the air fences of Padang Jieeng and their territorial integrity. We cannot allow that because it wouldn't make any difference anyway. So you cannot just say that, okay, for fees to come to South Sudan, then you want to give other subjects the constitutional right to say, okay, let us compromise our lives and our land for the sake of peace in Sudan. Is Padang a sacrificial lamb? Is Padang a sacrificial lamb for peace and stability of South Sudan? No. We are also human beings like you. So when these people speak and say, you know what, we reject so and so, they mean business. This is a clear red line. Even Salva Kiir Mayardit understood it. And we do appreciate and we are so grateful to His Excellency, General Salva Kiir Mayardit, for understanding the potential existential threat posed by Gerald Johnson Olony. That message is very clear. And our position is very persistent, and it is not going to change. Whether IO insists the appointment of Gerald Johnson Olony, it will not make any difference, because Padang people are the owners of the land. They are the owners of Makal. They are the owners of Koropulus, Fiji, Akoga, Maluth, and Reng. So nobody will come to this area. Johnson Olony will not even land in Makal, let alone going anywhere. That message is very clear. And if Padang people are actually going to compromise their own security and territorial integrity by allowing Gerald Johnson Olony to become their governor, and then that means they are offering the life of their innocent people to become a sacrificial lamb for peace and stability in Sudan. And who in his right mind or her right mind will actually accept to do that? Be considerate of yourself. So Padang is not for is not for war, and they are not even provoking war, but they reserve self-defense. All right? Absolutely, they have rejected Johnson Olony. Johnson Olony actually has been exposed in his Chuluk audio speech that he delivered to the General Assembly of the Chuluk community in Khartoum. And he made it very clearly that he's inviting all the Chuluk in northern Sudan and inside Sudan to come to Malakal or to come to Upper Nile to come and occupy the Dinka land. And he also instructed his tribal militia, the Agwele forces, to also come to Malakal so that they can be amalgamated. That means they have to be integrated into the police forces when he becomes the governor. And he instructed them to protect his tribe, which is Chuluk, and then cut the head of the snake by saying that, you know what, when you see a snake, hit the head of the snake or cut the head of the snake. And who is this snake being depicted in his speech? The Padang people are actually being referred to as a snake. He did not say it actually literally that he was actually referencing to Padang, but it is up to you to make your own interpretation as the people of Padang Jieeng that he's actually referring to you as a snake in Malakal or anywhere in Afana. So he instructed his tribal army, Agwele forces, to come in big number to Malakal when he becomes the governor, and then he is going to deploy them in the police. He's going to integrate them into the police forces. And once they are inside Malakal, they will know what exactly to do. I think the audio speech is actually translated into English text, so you can read there. I have the script of this. So for those of you who want to know what is being said in this audio, you can read the translated text on my Facebook account. I still have the audio with me. If you are good in Chuluk language, I can send it to you. And for the last few days, we have been running live video, and this audio speech in Cholo was actually being translated into English text today by one of the Padang son, who is actually very fluent and articulate in Cholo language. At the same time, it was also being interpreted live. So we understand clearly what is the clear plan, what is the clear intention of Johnson Olony. And this is what we have been predicting, and that is the very reason, that is the justification why we are saying that we will never accept the appointment of General Johnson Olony, because he posed an existential security threat to the people of Padang Jieeng. Not only just a threat to the life of the Padang citizen in Afanal, but to their territorial integrity. Because that was the main reason why he took up arms in the first place. He took up arms to fight the Dinka of Jieeng Padang over the territorial dispute. But Padang people have made their position very persistently very clear that if Chuluk people have a territorial dispute with the Jieeng Padang, then they are also being challenged so that this issue can be resolved through legal litigation. But they're not interested in legal litigation. They're only interested in waging war. But when it comes to war, I think Chulu people they know very well who are Dinka Padang. The fact that Dinka Padang are very reluctant does not mean they are afraid. But it is because they love peace. They are peace-loving people, they law-abiding people, and they want to see stability and tranquility in South Sudan. So the threat of Johnson Olony is not only confined to the Dinka of Padang in Afanal State. It is going to affect the entire South Sudan, one way or the other. And in which way? It is going to threaten the whole South Sudan, because in Padang territories, that's where the oil is actually being concentrated, the oil field. And the oil field are now operating. So if the war is going to erupt in Afanal State or in the areas of Padang generally, this is actually going to shut down the oil field, right? And once that is done, then what does that mean? It means the economy will be shut down. The source of revenue generation in South Sudan will be shut down. So this is actually a matter of national security threat. It is not just a threat to the Dinka of Jieeng Padang. So I think this is very clear. Gary Nyang Jalo, right?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, na be show tiyo ko kwaji ka lu ku ke show ka ke yi people like yi dollar jinin ki je bana ne won ka be pin ta ko ji chene lu join ala ko chene ban ja yen wono ni chol wal kay mo bor ku jila Gabriel Kwano wonda an ma ban kan ja ke ko wat pon gan war ke support bi jo banun bi go ban lo charo be show kan wo wono ko chole show Padang won ko show e support bi a show de ko de ni ke de anu ko nki lakin ke Jieeng dang won bat na la bi banti ni chan ko won che opposition. But then what ke your opposition yen ke lo in program kan a chan brand ya analysis jo ben lo e ke chu wa ko bra ko bi di wala ko lu yen e ke den to support wala ko ni Johnson Olony wala ngulu yen support ke bi jo ben lo ne ku bu ko jo dung num ko ye ko jun te ke jay ben bi ran ci du loñ ben bet a yen ci lo rin biaga do maro ku topic ke jamanti ko kulele yene Johnson Olony audio den wan ci ping kene ke yene tonka tongo rio chaw Jieeng Padang ke ngi ku ka bi ben loy ti chen ben ma ka ke bi ben loy ka ene planning ni ka ci jo nyu to ten thank God no ci to yo ko ne audio den wan chen jam ke chulu ken jam na me planning on to ping ke bi ben loy ti ben ma ka e tongo na bi ke chen dang pe kenen ko gino le ke declaration of war ko ne ko wano ku le ka kulele yene ko ni Johnson Olony ke wo na ka lo declare again Jieeng Padang ko kana che peace a che peace ne kan so kene ga yuke wasa le Jieeng ku le junubi ni ban yango Jieeng Padang ja che bi ko no che o problem e ku le ye no bu ja ati ku le ye bi ke den mi ja ping ke ko jen le la de mi Johnson Olony ba ku Johnson Olony bu we ko chen ben nyaai ku ko le bi ping den ben rum riel e o ke nyuka malun bi ke dora wilna e kene chok ja in gernya inu biaga do maro chale Inta wala chira lo mute sorry
Yeah, yanto sorry yani chira lo mute.
Okay cha lo mute ya so
Yeah.
in ko don chwatin ko ba karang ba tiyo ke yi dor lar jin ke tie di chow ka lekin ka chi riyo chi ko be ban ko dangi che chin ke be ke den ban da so la tu
show do in English
ai ke lo ini li che bi ke ban won lakin le ko don kwen ku du tong ni jeng ne we ko bu kwen tong non kwen ne ku du
ya
ran
yen
jam
kata
tong arab ne
tawtin
jam
am
ran jam tong jeng wala jam tong li je cho ni
ya a yen kata tawtin wane kaloiro da akira antok ende wane jonton ulo ye akude ber wana akude chala yana de kalwil kujala akude no so ya yo wuling ya tawke rantong kanim twen ata bi chagli won wuling ka de kai kok ade kai kok lo kalo yin kedena kedena agenda yeah ko wane yentaw aba lek Jieeng lano na bang nuer kana kayan kilo ba jamare di ko jala bang chulu lano dalo karang doli yene karang da bi ge rudi ku bi ku ne ko kidwane yen jog yen 2004 yen kana jogro 2003 to 2004 wane yen bi lama kol wijen bi ramat ke garang so ke yene kol jo karang yene zaman jo chulu jo ke kanti loy create ulangda ku ke rede ni ter ke rer ke kaman ka bogo kolok yen pa ni chol pa jur wone ko ke yigla ma kol abi nyin ter malwale ke ka chet yo ngata ban ko ke ye ngorer ke kaman atolbo ben wone text ajueden elokodok kurana ajuede lokodok ben achirane long ajueda wongok le rut ke ye ben makal kayen nyin ngi agutti wan ter kan wan che ko to arab kan an chulu gone ke to ro malakal ki to ke resident lakin a chiki to ke ye land owner ko je ya land owner ki yango ku toy ka kawan na di ke lobi karang bi chuluk la bay aloiro 2004 lani yena chike lini wa ken ke be lotar yeke ka chan bi garang bi lema kol bi gam lema kol chik ben la ben proposal din kuloy ki malakal ele ke kanti kulwe la bi chol pinyikang so yene pinyikang den to logan chik la bay kuluy ki effort long chike ben yikin ene to ni jo karang rod ka kana ayi ga ne to ben waj wo ko wet ko ka jongale Jieeng da ne jongale kana cha ben le ke chi garang loy kana e krai yige na cha ben loy pota kuda ne Jieeng jeten a cha ben akidi do gok
a chelwet e real fact kan en ke yike e yene garam mo bion ke yike empowerment politically
so ye
ma conspiracy kana chi dab go
ya kuyen e chi dab jogen conspiracy kana wan ade zaman wan yen chi koy kai we zaman SPLA the yig 80 ku jola 70 yen joke gen pin araga kimi ke jeng ke yong or ka gari we ke ge rogo loy ke uset wan chi SPLA ke we ke jabana kidi go ke chulu ke ge ye koy gan gudi malakal na lo ke ye man Jieeng katen wo koy to ron wo ge la nok la ka nyanya yene te rum ke bai ka kene a gut na ye panden wane tong tor nyine bil ade nyin to makal chogoten ichol nyine bil kene de katiba de chulu ye tor daman wan ter ka bai e katiba buchok le nyin tar malwal to won ko bi juru bi lo mading bor ke kai ko ke mis ke chulu wane ke ben ku lo ko ton krot kroda tan ro ku lo kene chumal ku le long pa choda le la lo hela deni ku chen kalo yene tan to wo ka ken wan wo nyin ko en yo wan daman arka randa bi ben ke le la nyanya yin no agud gu sandi ni joga na pio rani chol mon do de garang ai ben log no so
la lo pin maka
yet anaki makal ten wudi ku jola daman kodwat daman wana berget ken berget ye ban yu janak dia ku nyuj bergena bag dolep ku jek ngok jek yala pe jaget pa winde ki de no ane ka pe pinye ban
ja kor flu
so ten yet yene ten en room ke ka karang en room ke ka bai wan ke we ka nano wo ye chol lo koy lene kawarin na wan ga be ban ade tung den ke balul tabural kamis sabural kamis de ya mit kon ke jeng wonto ke juru to so yene tan taw wo ka kana na wana ki bai a ki jo tyo ka bobi ka bero be fu wo ko koy wane wo ko bai wo kirai kwe ke kai tem we la chi ki ko ku be pandin be be tan a be be ton koy wane la ma di jur ke jo ting ten te ne yiko ko je ai we tin
yen ko chen around ye ri yen nyang man go into or ka chabi wan ngo nak di dr jwa ku ja nak yi wuni man juet ku ke war ke lu ke yen loy e kon fuse ye ke loy a politics kana ngi daman wan to gar ka chabi ku ke yen ken kon fuse go gol ke way to eliminate the top political brass ke jeng padang what ko ji ka to re ko ji ka to gar ka chabi ke ga knock in direct lakin wan ok biet ke unity ni wi can bu ro liberate from oppression ji ju lo latwe
kayen mane yet mane a chen pandang che be dong
le ma ko la
a chen koy ko bu yet a chen pandang che be dong kwa chen judang be toro koy ran luile ne lo ko bi ngoloy ala bi bay luil ka ngok a kol ka ke ku luil bere lo ko bi bay luil ka wo ka bu luil ke noe ka bu luil ke a gulwang ding to wa yot kana wala nyiro la lo bu luil ke nana chen pandang che be dong nanu ka to ka ke a chi joya ko woni chol dien bang yene pin to ke tin ban pinda kwa de kara chi lo chi ko pe kwa chi ga a chi dia pe kwa chi ko nok kwa chi wok pe a yi man wo ngong to malakal wo ki abu wo chi ni mo ko ngo ye wa kwa jot ye ke lana mit ko wan ke ye la gel joko ku ke ye la gel bulunal ku ke ye la gel malwala gawot ku leer ken equatoria a gudwan bi mor jo ben barka da le na jo wo we da man ko riom wana chi ke tala dogbe nuere ko chup ci man
tu ko man ta chin tin chanen wan ke chat freely ko chin SPL ye ko protect so ke ko wan mo to nin pe yoka akai yi ke lo
yin ke ko jam mane ko wane berget ku ko wane Ruben Tan Rock ku jola ci luk de na ma janda de kene ko bug loele ke ten lana cin judang be taw na cuk raj tan bay cuk bay bi ka mane ran bana cuk yenam law ko wo ki jobe raj ku wane kay dongo wot ka gari ji ka gad wot ka ga ko ka tem ko ko kwengo ye kay we de SPLA ko wo yemiti kan fi kindergarten kayen ke chat ka ke kene aba chok kwe kene ko Jieeng biya yen ja yeluel ku jokwa kuma pol nga kuma ja pol ten ka je ko de fu ne luel abi Jieeng luel kara na ra nye pinda ka bu luel yen so keten kanga bigi piat akuma abi jo ben ati ku luel ngo tarki ka luel kule ma kadaki wo de nim ka wona yen nyode le pinda na chigriel ka big ba nyai na chugriel ka chobuke yene kene yene tong bi do daj ben kam ko ke ko karo la no jam chen a chi ko je ai ko ku da pe di de ai ko jugu yene dal be la no ti di de ban yani yinga chi karan de kelo ba Martin we Jieeng dane we pinga na chating wan yin mitianga nyore ngola yin tol ran wone yin de ping den kene na ngi kloirot ade ko ka bar ka dal ci ala jamwan we yong chulu ku jola ke ko ke jongale ku ke ko jongale ade ke mi kilo moro le den e ke yong moro le wala ke yong mandari nga ngi mandari e bore nga ngi mandari akende ne ke ngi jen ko ke ngi yakende no moro le at the same le jing dang de bar ka dal wone yen taw long tweeten ke go do wow ku jola kage dor waw lo e rana mala kala ci de ben jam ku le we yong dor ke raja wala kan e we ngi jaken dun ko we ngi gonim kene ki loy ka wo ngok pi malakal wo ngi ko ke wo ngi nwe wo ngi be e ber fanen ko nwer banen ko ngono e loy ko ngo be loy kaye ne tirane jo ben ku bi ku le yen we kake we loy kene yene jang kene wane na mi tiang nyota to lanu koy ka bay wone ke ngog wone ke ngi pin wan ay ka bena chop kula ko gem den la ko ye la ko gem den ku mi koy ka bar ka del ku jola bo yine ke ngir ke chulu so a chike jo wel ni mi juni ku jaba jo dum wan ngo ci ben loy mi tiang nyora ay price loy pay med mon jang wan e yen bu ben toke e chan koy ka bay ngok ay ka chup ku le la bi mi tiang nyolok toro de ne to ci ben lok yedi e ka ka wan gudam na mi ka bay ci ka chup we ku la ku tone den la ku tone ke ge ran bu koy nong mi so
yima longa ko len wan
ay la ngur ye ay la ngur kay la bu ngi jengo lanu ke luo ka karang luor ke kabar kadal ka adegin organization de luo lam lema ko ne bande ne luo so ka we e wo go ngi grane yen tia ka wo e banen ko ngo lo e wo ngi jen lanu jeng dang to wa go tu kan bi ke lo rot bi ngi ke yin ne roben tia ko wone ke de bay kin man taw ke ngok pi malakal ke yin tiek ro yen ku tiek le kwat e ngol loy rot ke yin be lek wone yen loy rot nanu koy taw tena baka tin ka tong guben e rane no wala rane be a tong ben tena yin koy barka zal ke tena ya ben ku ca ben yogo ngok ka lwel ke yin jam a woto ngi ku bako ngi gu ke ten yin pi kuna jaran ben yani riel ku le la ba ben lo yin riel e yin ri jingen ku yin lo nye to wi ku ye ka ka wan ye na mi tianga nyonok ke de na chen a pe ya chen a ready de ala be wan ma kana chi ko re ra lo bi de ke den be be chwat manut
before kajan man ruje kursa de kada ngone be lo chara u chanen ki chi jonton lon chen tong declare man chu gyo yok kwa chi lo reveal audio speed ne ngol be lo ile audio speed ayo ga chu lo wan chok kon lo wan ku kene ko le yene ke in ke tong lo ka chi jonton lon jo declare ki de kele be le ko kon dai
yam ben elano kana ayo ga cha lwela mat ke de no wan ma be kon jam yam be ben
okay adi ga fa chokron bañ manut in chuk lor angi ku ne ranan ka jo ku ke ken nak jeng ban ne ye support in ya yin position do angi ku ku yin chuk le je yen ko to yin bi jam in pengwai in taw ay go apro za ko
ya na ruaka
okay
ya na ruaka na wuj bria ko jana ger nyanga atin ko je chirkiji
no ger nyanga e kran chen tura de won be kina ping
yina pat manu
ina pengan
in pengwai ku du ke be ko ja ku de ran chin yo ne ro ga la kriya Gerald Wichan, I'm inviting you to join me. You requested me several times. Click the link. manut karang iri aga hilu struggle he
okay kalat an la twen
ya in piang pingu try your best in pingu ai karang nin be coach to man
ja ku je ngoyine
aja ku ke inside one aja ku
ya kana lo ki
kala loy log out ko be benda
beran bi la ko
wala pia dia
tan
ya good that way manut ndo
nek lui log out bi be ben
loy log out ko be ben acha na go loy refresh pet
yen ka taw ki
la to ngai
yeah ka taw ki yin bi la look a chen ka bi chol ka lang a chen ka chol bu chol ka lang ku teden yen nen wuling wala yen berde ben ku le ko bi tong jot woga ka tit abu ko yok ko juwe ko ka pin la no wo ngi taring den bi ke gi Equatoria bi ke ga la Nile ku wo ngi tem ke wer a big ben wer long da kiriye nenen wun yenen ran kana wun ye ma jirem wun ko bo log long tu ke ran nok nenen wulin ai wun bo ke ran nok ya ku jora ben kwa ka ta so yen to be ben diet ka long da tar ka wer long tu wi ayen the same mene lema kol de pa jur ka bo ke ye ka pat nga de yi dwe da che kwene ke lutene ka bo ko kot ka de ka tar yang de na ngiku na big ki ka bi tong ka big tong ben yo big ki ka bo bi ka big bi the big ke ben yo we den ke na bu ko ke na chi ki weekend we long tu ka bu ka dong ni mi Equatoria wala big la chumal la no wo de nim real bi wo te ma long den ken kula ka yob ka yen ke de na chen enwe ku le koren ka kwe de Gambela la ne to wona yen to ke ga yot ku jola uror ku jola nyirol a ke pinden ka kwe de ke Gambela bu ko Gambela bi Gambela gam ke yi tangle pinden la no ke de na chen are di de ayen na de ku wiki ka bi ya Jieeng ke yen na bu de ke wel gi ke na ne run nyini cheng a chi ke bi jo achul ke ja ya kwa ne ka kuma ne kele rete no rot kuma bi jo bena lu ke immediate ngulo rot lana ke ki dane bayna ade kinim jeji bor weni jeji bor dane yene kay riyo kwa de kinim ke den dang chol ngodi yene go jam ka ka taw ke we along the western Upper Nile ai ka ke ka
go jam ngo mana de to ngono mana de ngo to ngono ngi jam to ngono kai
go jam Arabic yani go jam yani ke bo bang chien
okay
kayen ke de nay cheng la no ke ne tio ben tar yana tar ku jur kuna cha tiom du ku ta yen ta gwem ka chen te dang tio ben ran pi iran en won ngong ni ke le bi chum pande ku yi loy ka ke loy ku me yoke kuna chi ben nye kwai ben pen for kwai ben ka bla to ko ngong yin chi man chi koy ko la ti we man kanai la Egypt kanai la Chumala Sudan kanai lo no long the Equatoria en chup ke ka chup wo ben kayen a chi ke bi chol ka kwaj ne ki jam ne ke de ne din den ken kwa to ke wo abi abram ke kwaj
yen chokron joku manut be tem da anti ki duk chene na be jam de biro wa dik manut man ja tem da godom to ko ten man chi ger nyang ko
okay kala Malaysia ger nyang ini chu dom tok pen ko en tag de.
Ali wa chinu chela kai unity ko. Chin ban kala ga yino kan.
Okay.
Malik wa ka dai ko kwais. Okay.
Okay, ambela ke Jonathan wole lakin ger nyang wi baka ye kon da ma de kan ci lo lon kan wi baka nyaay de ko nyaay na maka. A chale la bar ka dal ka o ye bele. Kutu kana chin bar ka dal ci ka ye bele. E ko ni chori.
Okay, aba lo chira wo
No.
anaga lo chira wo ku jena ku jinen.
No, ger nyang chala to wadi.
Ah.
Let me complete my word. Ade aparna la cha aparna la. No, cha aparna la wi Jonathan wole nyman e ko ni chala aparna region. Ake ke ga bar kadal yik bele mara tek bar kadal de lo lakin bar kadal kene lo e depend o ko ja padang ko nobody en ka ke ko ja padang ti man ko ja parna ti man ko par bar kadal ko bar kadal ke ga ka ke ko ja parna ti man yara man ti man bil luka ken angi ran cho jon to wolin a chu wit na de ran ne ne ar ke de ka to tin te lakin ko ne chal wel ken don't put the word in our mouth no akul wel ken ayo kulele ko ruwen wala ko apa dang a kai de den we ga kai 100% de dun ko de kan wa ke lakin a wi baga to in malu cha wi ba ke chol bar gadal baga ye ga kyo te de ke loy bar gadal no kuma ran jo Johnson wala nya kira ji lu agree even
In manut acha in terms of acha ne na de tin dem is understanding thing chiron ko lo yu ke ne ger nyang ne chen ko lu ka to we lu le ke jen wan ma tia nga nyor wan en to we ria den Padang Jieeng ria lang ngo ke jamwan lu la we chit man e reference to chit man wan taw ne ten jorol ma wud a jong ma wud ku jila yi ne pol ma long awan ku jila je ko ka taw ten ke ye ko ben go ka to wan ka ma de Jieeng Padang lu la we ga ke we ga yong chulu we ga yong nue a yen ngao ka lo wag la ba de kana wan chi ngok chi Padang men na tingi ye ka te ka to go ke nim lo wan chi ki nim lo ne ben de consequences a ke chi ger nyang ko lu li ke ken go la lo ke bar ga da be de na lo le yen ke je ko wana ta ke pi matyanga nyor ke to ma kal ke no ke ne to a che ke di chol bar ga da la ke o che go la ke bar ga da ben ke ro ko de a yen che le ji tin de de na a to wa di ger nyang be ngor be lo cha
okay ji ke ja pa
so a che bar ga da ben le de kan bar ga da ngi ko ka che o 100% a chin daw de ten lakin ke ko je leader de ke la wen ke la wen ke chulu ne ka wen ke wen di ai ke la o je dia wan ji man ma lo nga wan lo le chim nyo ji nya kwa jong ma wude ye go to ke men luo so tie da lui de kal wona ke wan ti jon ton lon chen men jal wan ka babur ku nek tank drivers ne ke ku nek artillery men wan ke mo ji mut fa yin ne ke ko ji ku je inglab lo ku chi Padang le we don ke jon ton lon don ke yek muksuliye ku din ke yin muksu den ke ye dor ki jide yen ako bi gat ke bi ko den we nyot Jieeng Padang ke ko rer ke chulu wala ke rer nar ke ga ngi je ne ngi chi chulu plan ko ngi chi no plan baden wana cha chi ko wan ke mi ke Jieeng dan wala da pana re kan bar ka dari je to ke bangi je chi ban lo no akane chi lo ye chi man taw ne malonga wan ku jila ye ne le general jong ma wut to ken wana chi ko to ban tere ko ban a jam ju ko ken wana tension men bai wan go Padang dom gulo tin ken wan ga ben ar dol ci jonton lañ ko ben wa ka sara ko wani jaalul ko wani Padang kuin ka ene ci ko bro ben ñoko man ko le yene jonton lañ ci be kwany na kwany jonton lañ exactly the same consequences bi ro lo achen not only den ka tara bro lo Padang lakin ke bi o yol manen chem ko dubo bi ñoko yegi therefore ki namde aw ko bi ya mata junubi ne ko bi ga mata ji economic interest jela financial income wona revenue bi da jinu Sudan
okay
otherwise you ko tiyo to Quran ben abe there consequences when a national security threat as a whole lottery
okay en bil look in chalo for kadang kira ja ye clear kan lakin you know what kana wona wi ba join ta na wari go alel ke bar ka dal kana che de
era finga yi ana kifia da yi jon
ya ko na bi kadang ko na bi ke chal won bu ga lel ko ga de ko won ke bar ka dal ran to ka de ka da le lo la kin matin jon to
Yeah, che manam ran but
ya
ka
jon
jar
to matin jon to len ku bi ke governor bata aparnal ka je bar ne bar ka dal wala birin Equatoria wala birin aparnal ka ba ke waren government bata jiba ke government
in a
bata
be and
jiba
I.
ina bi
Again is the will of the people.
jon to len adi la che yekra ya ke ban yi ni le baduk in ma ya to ko la ka god ban
Angi
aya
kwa
le
che ga bele again angi ku.
ya
Don't worry.
aya le ran jon to len che kwala pa chan ku ya governor ka chen ya governor ache wat man oge ne man jinub taban lakini our problem I thought when dollar jin beben chan na tiere na ku ja ben kene ko wona chan ben achan ai awi ba ping na de kchol jonto wala che achi jinub achi man lakini kene lwel ay lwel ka de len ti jeng apa
Nyai.
na nyai pan chola paranal region which is aparnal state keden kene yo lwel ke wrong ache wore yo lwel ka chu pi jinub o achin ke yo lwel jonto wala chu jinub ay ko lwel ken ke wrong e man chulu ko man jinub lakini ay ja lwel ka de ka wi ke len en wi tabanen jonto wala a kwa ndang ke wore lwel ka de gieng nen ci pa ne nyaay ke pin ta ke
Right.
pin wun wala pin chulu ko ben a chu ja bangi e yene ni kede ko ci a ke malanga wien a ci tin to go lwel le ke jole ran chol jor ya thor la ka ci le na ci ye grab a ci kwa ci tong de a ci lwel a ci lai ale ba la youtube ba ping e na lwel ke de tong de la thor ka ci le na ci ye grab ka ti ka pa ne na ci nyaay so e wo jari ni mun kai ran ci ne a lwel government so sudan ko lwel ka bi jon to lin ka ce war wi ke gen biya gaba na war wi ke gen ke war en ci yin kara buta filian bi thor ke a ce je datu asa bilin ka bu thor because a ci le ran wi kai nok a ci le ba bana lo ke gaba na ci mun ko rer fi jiba ko le ke jon to lin ke gaba na dar wa era le I don't understand why ring machar keep insisting ka wi jon ran ci jon to lin biya ina gaba na jon to lin a ce kwala fa biya gaba na because a ko le ka mai ke ake lwel ka le nok kuna ye ke le nok ke ngwen a gabana e a gabana le ba moto ni lwel ka lo nok wa ye ba le ba ke lo ma okay na ja ku lo ke gabana right now how do you think that kai ke chuman ade gran ja tinga chi nok because man kene man apa dang ko ra re ke ran chira maden for long time to ke general ko to ke okay why ye ngwen ye ga assassinate at this time now at this moment we feel like we need peace ye ngwen nok why te jogo tong i piona ye ngwen nok ko ran to ke for long time a che din ka che nok a che ko che to ko te den da che nok ko wore na ngi hukuma den lo ke ran jo jon to lin e hukuma den wi ku bla twe e ngwen nok ma tin because kene no a che ja tinga wi blo ke governor kuna be ran to tin ke ran jien ku ben to ke ka tia ke ka bia lo ke lo ken a chen de okay a wi ku bu we be ye clear bu ja don ke yer okay che ma ra che no ko wan cha ye pot ke e ngwen ba no ma tin kana wi bi hukuma che ba bia tin rene ro so ran cho jon to lin ko lo te no mi ta ba dang wala mi ta aparnal state ero na ye lwel ke waren chulu ko mit ko ga chulu ka che ye ga to ne because they na de ke den chol agwal ke ne en chi lwel ke na ke ye de clear ke ko jo won te ke to ke je de okay ngo ko ngo go man son sudan ye ko na right now ya go na nga e ken ero ko yo ko je ke lakini a chu bedang mit ko ruwen wala mit ko aparnal state bi banala bian we ga lela o ko ke ade ko loy ki ko ken e o tegi a wi ku bu ga jam tong tok na ade ko yi condemn ki yi condemn ade ke chi ra wo ke man bar ka dal ko che wo ke ran tok single out it doesn't matter just single out his name okay kulel this person is wrong e man bar ka dal ku na ci ben ke man ruwen ka bu yi tin galawot ku le ku man ruwen ken ci man yan wan ran chola thor wan a thor den acha yi tin galawot ron gula ron a thor e ron angi ko ci man be lu ko te na ngi acha le ke ron 100% e wan yi tin galawot acha wi ba ka di chol ruwen baraj po no a wi yara dong de ka den ju wo le ba yi tin galawot ku le ka den ju wo e ron okay kana wi bugalo kwa chi wuj boy bera tek laban o ga de ka tido ko ten en ka gare ko ya ka ting ten jon tan ulen ken e ken na der ko ni e man ko re ji ba ma ti aye ka le ka re fi state house ko ye ka le ka re in a sep even no ka lo re chi ni iban o man wa ye threat ade ko wo ti la what is your country kuna le ka so dan ka le no la what is your country na le e country de man era ton sudan ka le o le son sudan ya gudu rene ke chol dinka na wi bi yek threat bi chu ba lwel da le ke my country na lwel ke my country kale o le gwa ga dur wi min o wa wi bo yek ke won lwel ke bo yek frecha won a chan ba chu ba jam da le ke ne ke gedie ene ke to ma tin kwana ni aro nyum ko won ke chol ke aya chol bi ja berun ku be yek to discuss to ngone wi bo jam ke ku bu tie ya dil okay o kin ku right fi thon sudan na cha o lwel le ke cuman alam wan de ko ci bela tungu chango le ke to ja ile ke dinga ja be na ke dinga ke de ko di le ka bae ben ka ke aro ko wi ko bu ga careful ko o dinga wala o jeng wala o ma ja wi bu ga careful na jam ku ka chu buru na yek frecha bu ba na tun ku te ko yi no wi bu one thing bu ga yu condemn cuman kene jonton wolinken achira anjilu agree ke nobody even ko liep ka ni man ale to le ko wicho ko ke ye na matin yi man kerial bi chete man ale ba le ka mi ruwen ke arathun ko won chiem le ba le ko wi cham ka wi bi cham ro yo kid na ale ke jon to le blu win ku tek ken to bi cham thun a to ke em la ke de le wi me ko wala mi bar ka dal ka chi le ka yo thun to wa ne jeran ene randu ene ya bara chu ye man chen ken e ku le jon to le ale bu ye kon dem ku bo to mat bu ku ma ta fi jiba bu ye frecha bu chir ken bu chulo ko yang ma char ken el yar ku bra cho johnson ulin bu ben e wa chere yo ke le ka man ke chol ye ene sabab rieng ma char ta bara ni yo ke le ka man ye ken that the reason ene wi ko be a chan anytime ka ya gen ye ka ku na de ka lo rot ka bu ko 100% ke ye that the reason I can get
ko ci lwelo audio dai won audio won ci
yeah
translate
that
na
is
jam tin
yeah that is it ene reason I can get
alo riek ma cha ka ko
yeah
ko
rieng ma
ba ji ne so nta ken ja lo ku ti cha na
okay
ko
ra
le
cho
to
Johnson Wuling achira cho teng nyang achino
ku jela yuan jorol ku
okay
je jorol de be nyog ne ken ni wan tiok
okay
ku
nguchi
ni
rieng ma
jalu
chara
ye ne ke
kere ko
jing ne
ke
na ke
isfachira cho teng nyang achino ku jo go da tu laman yan ke chol noer kwa ke por ya kuna yeng elo ken wan men ngure ga yeke da gutra pando tun men ngure elo en gurum kati but e kan chika ya ker because ayo yo ran elo ka man ke chol jeng wala ka man jang ene ya problem ka man wo gai tu da dil ku chokran cho gai tu ka che moy no a che moy no era dong jal asas ne gai tu fa chi loy wala man che la kule ka che man ke chol je ka won che ba no yi man chi de wi dol ka che moy no den re ra le ka man ke chol je ke ne problem ka ti so ri de le ka bi jon tan ulin angai ko ben wa dai lakini wi bu lu yu nai bu ga jam tong to ken in beli mla ten ko en ger nyang ka wede kan wi bulelo lakin chol jala twen ai ko
thank you chuk le ja pai ban minut de ngit ke che jwa go kane in ngi ko 100% in ka ji ka wonte mo mon jang ko ni ban ke ye jing kane chuk ting ku yin in ka 100% no ke wonte en dal jing pada so kana chogi le jaret position ko clear lakin malek le statement te ko gwa mani pe ni ban woni ko generalize kana che de gernyang den ga wonu matin kibare den kitine ko bi correction ade one mother den ko ba in chola audio tine so na ci ben ba den wo ka duam to
chala mo tag that dole kai ban le fa na chi ngi kale chile wen
ai acha to linga ne we e men da mon jang
malin ken
to
eling
link ko le ni better hard for him blue login maybe a
wala
kid download
link ken eling kang bio na chi de ya fiat kar le baben
e ta bret achir ki kon ben on ne kon ben show da ni lakini ko cheni javerial this time
ya
ena chol mana to phone grande
ya ba jaw jam
bare den ko ni maro mi bale jamde manu otherwise do show da book yo because yeah nji dak that
chal ge nyang ko chila de chila nin wala chuno ta ga ideal nin
okay gernyang ata langalo ya get tik ta langalo ya
kala ke pengen da ko ba martin
go ahead
ada cho dun cha lo cho wa ba dang kan won kan na adwer ben lakin na kin purta ya di li ban ta gin chatting won ka je ben tin da
in chatin ki gat penyo na ya dai fin
ai lakin na kin purta ben ko aya ni aro ben tin de ko chatting tin ta ku jam nen ada ko cha jam nen ya ra fa to den chi ga jam tin ran we ko
ini welcome forum ke open to jeng ban
ya
ani ke mon jang bawun ci man yene wan ma de chola jona ko igena jona
no
ko na jow mon greta madinga wi u yene ran ka ko garede so yi won ke ci invited to be ban lakini the problem ben ya jani ne ki blue jean ki del da
no ke be ben an ke be chan ka be ben wat ana abi ti ko ene ka cha kwa ya wi ba ben lakin acha be tem go chen tri ga dia wa mol en jama afya a wi ba lo ga na wi ga ale ba no ko che na lo ko taban kan ma tin man ache ba le ne ben di taban ke ja ta we wa won bu ka ya lu no ko che taban ku le ka ro long ko e je ba ko jam ka ke wa de lo el ke wa de tri ga won ke fi taban o man ko wi ku man fi na lo fi sa Sudan taban
ade ki chan ba manut a chan un jemo ke conference te lo ko condemnation of attack kiro lo fa an ki ka yo ga ideal fin yeni kana yo ke considered ke element of IO forces under Dr. Riek Machar ke ga loy koke ga loy ke top ku ke koke piji ke koke ke nyuo ye ne shira ne jing jigla ko nak ko koke jing jo le ye ne ngora ne nok ke cha tek ro loy ga ke tong jo ke ka tong e manager ku ji ya ko jo le je ngore chiran ni je so ke ne go ko confirm mine ni wan ji lo atong ma jarwa de nin ge de ku ye ne ke ne wan chi ban julu je bi ko ja lo shell nga on ken ke IO forces ku ke datu wona jende no Johnson lo datu to pa ni chol piji ken ku piji yen ga lo claim ga men piji ken ga tare yen Johnson lo e ken no gen jolo man jaga tingi da we gienga ku lo we ka ke ye rigen ko ka achan Johnson lo bi bye ni wona gol ke tonka akena chu condemn ke violation of the cessation of hostility ku ke violation of peace agreement itself so ran bi are responsible ken ke yen riek ma cha ku ken geri no ku ka gieng Padang lo no ka ke dangerous ade ki coordinate ne
no
riek ngi nu nuere ka de ko de yene chu ken ya bu ba lo yene ken nuere ne michila
no
bu ba jam language si yeti man te o gen ku ni chotu ye chale ka won wala ki wi ba ke ba lo le ken
no kana chira
majority of nuere ka de ko me si ari ka ko bro ja ku mi chilu ke ko ke yo ka do
no ger nyang ka che ben ko che ben to ka wi ku ger nyang bo ki chenda ye na chira le ba na ai ka wi ku bu lo chu bu ka ba na ma ni pin bia le ken ro le ken ai je
chi pya dai
ala ke chulu la kino a wi ja na lo la ki ran cho Johnson Lincoln I don't even understand yeah and I will all the time even I don't even understand why Riek Machar keep insisting trying to bring Johnson Lincoln
because that on a week. Ani e ka ben yo
Johnson Lincoln cha ting qualification ne ye consider ke governor you to believe actually is not the man is not even qualified around his position in the government because the man is radical, you know, somebody we know
actually anyway.
So I don't understand why Rani look at trouble and we be a court. I don't even understand why government consider it, you know.
That's why we got you.
They are confused. Getting young at all the bar.
Yanto yen kato ki kilo Iran chol manut to ko binen ngijen kilo da pa Nile ela bakono gabai ngolo da kam ko bay ku jolatio ti kinen de digiten ka kilo de sieta de junubu ka jaban de di lakina kanu ko lo local te keni lo yani kam de chuluk ke Jieeng ku kam de noe ke Jieeng locally ka sieta lo da chi de di Ulin
Manubai and I catch you in 1986 and alarm pantel so I can man career and a color.
No, I challenge you
no
in the as a person.
Yena kan akilo badedi lanwan kai we kana jur lakin kan lo local kaka ya na de chit ka kona we kai ka parati ku jola kai ka raja kaka akim namaten so kanade ran raja kai ka raja wane ke jur ke luoy kane yan biki Jieeng jo aloy di yena kide ne ko lo dala Nile tane
Era Gernya got Tiaka in Chol and Gerando.
Erane karang duk
Chol up Ether and Beja Lagi.
o yine kwaj madun ring
Panchal Tujiban, Tujiban, Kachal to you up and Tiaka away. A human Kachaka quenching to go out.
Okay ya ja kwaj ne jobela tiogoten kayen kaloro do wera got tui kana yana luel wani yana ade kang luel ngogwa ne la to be chwiran tok ku be budban ira ni chol manut jana chati ngoni chide impyode kay nyal kana baraka zan
That's all lot to
okay ade kang luel la to be chwiran tok ku be budban kana yana kana luel lano koy wone intellectual ka baraka zal ku koy ke intellectual ka jongale yana ke luel ku malaka kene chikitin ke wet yani ki woting ko wo chit koy lene koy ani mo pat kwe ki wok be ting ko wo chit man turkanin lo ya liap koy la ge kami ku karan so a good year ne tong kene to chen chero ryo ko tong de 2013 kene blem de dukte ne koy barkazal ku jola koy ke jongle lanu te ne lo yani te woni loy tong ku te woni loy karan a chi koy loy ku ngo chero loy yani mit ka barkazal a chi price loy pay yani a chi to ware dir ko koy loy den de koy woni ke ga musulin ka barkazal lanu ke a chi ke de jo loy bi ya region ko ke region tok ke ga lo bi karan jo ben loy ku chop ki koy ke kene aero wo ja ready de ata di de kwaj wone mi za ngok wana ka loy di mod ban e kadang e sulta de jej kene yana itong riok kwa chi koy ta to wa pay di de kuran tingi jin pin ade kene luela emora le luel to kujin pin e ya to lakin tingi jin pin yin le bapi ku jola tingi jin ko loy rot ke yin le bakaran de ku yin de pi bi yin tiak jonok a bi no kangi la anu long de mala kal kene ku ken pia ayik junubu bana chi bede peace ku kam de peace kam de Jieeng ke koy kok wo chi bede dor koy kok kana cha ga we Jieeng che lo go twi to wan en nyang gi pin a chen ko bi ben le we ele biya wo le ga we le to wan jel kwar kun ki ku kai ke jel ten ku kai ke jel ten lakin na pal ku wo we te pal we wo we ka ta rieng da chuk ai mar ban a chuk pok we yene ko woni yen to ka kana lanu wane yen no yero de 2013 2014 to 15 a chede ko chika ben go nyir ko ko chi na di ka kelwel ngo ka chi ping a yi ko ai ka ben chop budi ma ka kwade evident ko joj ai ka yen nyir ku ye ka ka wan yen chi ka karang ka ki the ban yen equipment ka kuma ai ka ben a ton ke then
yen ya nga ya lo le en ya nga nyon en take do it ole ngo ko lo le man
a chem mit yang anyore ko lene innocent ko len chie de be ka bla no ki man ni kamel
ai ken ka ene jo le yen e ja le ke lidia du ni jo man no ban du e yen du le ka yang anyore ko le ke yi lo nga wan ke jaral le jaw mo
ti jemo yen chi jama sakir lana sakir ko lene yen tale mat bi ga to wala chi bla to lakini yaran woni order loy ko wane ke churu taw ke ye giadat ke je kene agalia mit ka bor ku jala mit barka dal so kene yena yimti anyor ben nok kwe mane ya na yi ko mana chi ka lui report no war ke na lui la taw ke ala nil kwa chito so wo ako buru kon det ka yene ne lwelen ko la to be chwiran to ke wud baba ben na de koy tuk to we bañi wala kuma yi ko ki mis ka barka dal ka bi ka barka dal baba ben ngege na buru jo ala podi jo ngege la lwelo a che wo ge ngege na loy kede a che ko chung mat so ka yin wok chiro gai wok Jieeng charane ban ka kwadun dange tinga lo bi yong kunak ku yin chi kaberde chi ber kene yena ro loy wo kwairo jok min 83 bind the SPLA de garang kon kula gel ko ya a good bi bar ka dal ben jo ben abi do wo yelo pe wo ngok e berget ko wane la ke SPLA wo ben pe ko wo ben chop ka wo ki abu ku yena chi population da yena chi dong nam pin me ke man Jieeng wo ko man population de ngong to waron malakal ke lwande a chi la pin so kwe ringwan chila la galwe ka ken be dit kwa chi belo yidi kunwera loko lo pe bai lan bai kwa ki chulo we kwada we chilo bag be dit kurora liu ki kudiara chi dongorot so dior abaga chi jur ben lo ga nyai bi malakalo la ken chuma na finally chuk bai joyok ka bebe nyog chwede ka we kwake so kene ko rem pio da pay di de go ki go ngi wan kwa ni che chol le ma ngok pat chan yin de ro ta we ko ko ke mane to ki no te de na che fin a chi to ben kwe kasara ka we Jieeng da ko buru ping ku bugu gwele tong Jieeng la no tong de SPLM kene atol wo na lok la gwele tong da ni Jieeng ti chitu da no ne Jieeng ka lwel tine ko wok bro de lakin na la ke gala la kwa ko da ka SPLM ke SPLM aje Jieeng ajo no ka jo tolnyin kwa chin kir yo ben Jieeng ku Jieeng aje to ga ya mane Jieeng a chinam school Jieeng a chinam wonwal Jieeng a chinam business loy Jieeng a chinam ngo kwe SPLM en again kwe SPLM jo ke ro bom ti la kumada e ko to ga di ko to nyin to kro yi Jieeng a chi bebe to man ke ni Jieeng ta wa yen kanga jo ki apai ka chiro wach kuna ke sikirare na pingrin ke region dun ka dugu go dom ke karang ko wan lwela to be chwira anto ku be budban ka yen abi jo ben be ala linyi kin man de ala nil den be lie ci koy raj tina pay di de wa de ko fe so lakini jo ben be li ni ya kayen yen kenen lwela nin te de ran bar kazal bu pyo ko de la lui ten ko yi e kene yi exactly ro lo ko ya ko go nyir be ya ne jog bagala ni leten ayi wo datu pi ngogi datu ko ga ko go nyir kan chi bu be ajam kayen yene ko wone yen to ka kene we ko je we dai we bi jo be lui we ba ka be pat chan cha we bu go bat jam
ye na pet gen yang jam do pet atati ne jo ko dara rem go ye ne te ke chol sweeping generalization kene ko ka ne mi chila kan
no ako bi kerem group te kenen kerem group a chi ke bi
ya ni gen yang che lo ya de che fa
fen bi no te ken ko karan ka wa ko ken kerem group ka we te ga chi bula ni
ani lu tong lu won gule ke ban ke taw je nam ke ye ka o ni goro de ya ke ngana le jo le ke ban ke je ku to ka ya
yen ni ya ban ke je lakina de kan ta lu na to be churan to ku be budu ban la no ban ke agalia de ne ki fa yo bar kazal ko ke jonga
ne gara ne ja wa lo di ne confession de jo lo go la man chen hud yo la manam ran tong cha to be chwet ka chen kai chi jo ran de lo adi met chen ku le ke ran yen ne chi ki cha wan lo be ran ben to to ka chi ran men lo so yen ok you are different generation so ne ngega ye lugu lungde lo le revival lo ngak ngega wa lo ya lugu lung in chale
kana wo ko bene ajel tara jongale wai bela chum mane bar kazal
ger nyan je polo
get true
no je polo yedi e mane ke lo yin de kin ko jengo a chan be tong kene ko thor jeng ban ku ka be la ko be bul di jodi gidi
no I can ni la non bira na ngi bi ko ngi jele yen wer ke wo de kene ku loy ko ki ko e ke ga loy zuru bar kazal wala ko loy zuru ala nil ke ten ko wo bi jo nyu pin ago kakaran ko tuktuk karang loy yani abi ko la mioje ko chieng to dang pe ka bi wo ko dom na chi ka lwel ke kene a lu bi nyaw nyak
ye na dik chokoro no ku jo ko ten ku yinin brother manud den di ka yo ka chade di ten na chin ku ba chan nya ba be nyoga ber nin ki ten den gen nya be in be ka yo ka chade di ku ken ka ne chi gam tong de chene ke ye lo ga se to you see ku yin chu lo welcome ye yin ban kur thank you for being here with us yin bu ba ye fursa ku bu ba market talk yin ke ne jam da nun te chu ku ni tui chin jam tin chi man te chin o wai pio kun ji ko jo ke jeng padang wi ne kale ne ko jo ke jeng ban ku jela jinu sudan jaman ngi ji ni ra le ne manazil ni kale ne maru kana yin chu nyok loro gi ke lu ke porom kana tani ke chana ko ko nun te ko le we che daman dunu kana tir ke ma ko ben la na ran ko ben lu debate ke ko kin bi jo ben ke lia ben cho kana a chan ko jo ben lu debate ku be ko hun tiro ko en jeng padang ben jo lo analyze okay continuation of that topic ku ja yen speech bita Johnson lo nyi ko en bi tong ne chuluk ku yen ay geri tong lizi ne cha jo be ko en bi gwen ku jela yen ko wan ci community jeng padang ci ga yo ko yek cha ku ci la ko en ci lo yen re ko ki ja Johnson lo ku na la Johnson lo ku la bay ke yin be dem musule kene ne be dem musuli ka bi ban lo wo ko jeng padang ok de nimrai bu lo da fa bu lo self defense den ko ne loy akene chen jila lui ke kwen bi wore gi tene ku jila yen speech den Johnson lo ni tong ne ci luk ku ke ci lu tong ne ci luk ke planning ben lo ma kala di aye lo we in ci luk taw ci mal Sudan ben a wi bag lo ma kal na chak la ma kal ke pen ni jeng ne lo nyoji ku yi na gwele forces ni jala je ne ci luk in bi ben malakal ku in bi lo ki e police ba ku in bre ko moto no ne ci luk ku na de snake wona ne ben hot e ke lo ke snake ne ke jeng pada ke lo le snake na wi baga yum nam dawali mini ngunu yen jeng pada ang la de baga no ke ka ka kuen ka audio je ke chak tong di a che lo translate into English text abiran kuen chat lo po di twi lakini de ko ko ne ga jam tong chulu aka chi go charawu min wana kol ko jam live video ai charawu aka lo translate ai lo interpretation kwa ke ga je mo ko tin ka che yi ka ko kun te chero be ko ni twi jana ka chu ko ko ni wan je lo so ke kun chi o gen ni nu Johnson lo ne tong dikli en ke ku jo lu ka ko en ke ri to ne Padang en ku mane planning kana ya dar jam de mane chi lu ko dio lu lik ta aja ku jera ne ni chu ko ne bi en wala de Jieeng anu ne lo ta ande de ko yala tin wan ne bi la dom ro ku tuje a chi ngi so e kare ngane je ko lu te bi information ka ayen bi la train
ayen yi pale yin bil look ku ja gernyang ku manun dengdit we cha mo de kene e ke piadaret yen ki ada yan ka wat ke lo road kira
rolu ajal audio
chanen Jieeng ai chi banden kene ko ne mur le yen Jieeng ku chok kursi la tawa college kulle ka kala nyuti na chan ban yene ki chi Jieeng no Jieeng ak security de akira gam randang pe loko jogo le nyuji toji tutu ke banyi jo lo security de yiting de yi weng de yi pande akira gam ka tinga nak banyi Jieeng men ka kirani jam kuna nak tok ba ting nuer wel ting chuluk wel ting gabila dang ko ja yon yal agudi Jieeng dang ya dang bi chak jam kulele anti jam mon adang chowi chi ko to chatter bangloy je jor barga dal leri yi Victoria kuno erbulo gal bo temro dir go barga dal ku bo ko nyego min ke ga ye ko ti ku war ke ga loga tamre kana chamben jam ko ga jaga kuma ga to ya leli yo ko kirgen
ai
yo cha jo ko ko dirge ki cha ko ko ro dire kno jat min ke wen real den ala ko ti la le ne ngala ti ku waka loga jotan na jo la ben ya ma na bi sat ba dom be dom ayi chen man ayi chen wen ayi chen nyan ken ki ta idi ko ga kuma eto kola dole ki nok kimi ki lwelti ton wai ki nok kimi ki lwelti tom Padang ben yena lui kelem ran ben kelele ketidi ku genesis Jieeng e Padang yeneti kon ko ben on bi ko chumal ke chop ke ku joko ko ritne ku joko ben bay jal la koy bargazal kaitin kana e Jieeng gak ka che Jieeng to ge Jieeng won to che num la du tu ngetene yani Jieeng anak rin ke unity group ko li ka gabail kiru la madi tene ke ka kin ga bay ai we na wi bi Jieeng du ki changi ka du tie pin ke yen ka la waji nyir ko ge chan chi nyir ke taw ka gali ku nyir ko ya rakhis yen ka yeran pan di chir ke ga ai we elizben ato garan ben eche ka ko un kwen ke yeran ben Jieeng ben ato sin kana ke lewe we Padang kin ke we di ga na to bi jola ra ko we ke bi jola ra ko we Padang we piadun a cha we ba ga ko kweke e chera na go ba ye we ku te ga we ba kin ye na ma dun ku ruai dun ku piadun a chi kaman ben bai we kin to kurti ke yeran ko lo pi de kin e kri bena ye gam le nyando ye gam lakin tingdu ku wengdu ku mendu ku tiomdu security de che gam ke ka te bi tiem dun tiem we sin chan we ji security a cha gamran rana lay kai tin won ku gi we Padang de chimene etiom tawe tin ku gama gar men da a cha garan da chi cha da chi ran da chi nyot tiom to go we go gam malwal kran ben da chi nyot betak blatin a cha mu ko ke ai security tiom de chi go loy lekin ai ko ga ye ga gam chimene u te pana gar yin chi nak lekin ai ran we gar ben jot ko ram kai tin ka ke ga to ka ke ga kor bo wari na ye wude ne tiom jot ku ye ban ne no ka chin chi dong bai kada lewe ko we Padang a chare mena wo Padang a chi bitu ko wo Jieeng ben bitu kai tin abeto ku we a chin ko twat ke aya go le wa ko ja chi lo krai mi cha ko bai bolu kwen mene last day bo tok de pinya bo u tok pinya bitu gadi ma ka je ga bijal ku yo ko jot ma ka chi ka jot ka so go we ga lewe galgrod da ye wengdun gal tiom dun ku gal ke chok dun bet ke yo ngi wan wo ko ara ni jongole ku manu de rar bar ga dal ayo ngi we che jolo ko ku na ran ben panu ki loy kede ran ku kam ana jogulo ben yo chi yo Padang ke jo le ran na chamak yene ke yo wi bu pinga o chi mag nga ka che tu ken yo duk tu mara ne ba ben mag yin bes yene ke yo wi bu pinga
Martin da cha lo Padang chu pin da a we nga chi ho je na wi bung pe ka tin ta ban
ai wa ku piet kan
nga chi ho je
ai pin da ai we ai pin kai pin ai ja pin piet ti chi Padang pin da ai we te ban tore kul e pin Padang e chi ai we nyiru chulu na tin te chola na diar e ke Padang ke chol ke koi chi chu tor rezen bai long din ku bo nyu ke chulu ke ga chola na diar ko na diar pan Padang na chol bura chol woni chol do lep
e
ai
bil
ko nyu Padang ke
ber cha
pin
ngai to iten
konpin
manu de
konpin abet
dun
ga rang ni
no
ben
ke e we de pio
che ke lenga ana retin ko ana wahan minu atin
ai kiran ja
ya pin ke chola ta kene e pa nan Padang yene to on ter ko ji deng tin to on ter palwa le deng tin on ter ye pin la de ko tor deng a chin chulu buto e Padang ke bi ko ken ke thwo ken ku ke ji nyu ji ga yet
ka
na tin ko le kene ai rur ga nyir ke nyu ji ke chulu ku ka nyu ji ga yet na tin ko wan chola ko wan e pa nan Jieeng ko akaman ke aka ka ben tor men ya kul ki chiri chi ga we cha na nyir ga ya gam ku jo tunu cho ban der ku bo nyu yi yep ku chi be le nye kene de le di in manut
kala la tuen bil lu ba ja ber long du ken ta bar ka ko le ko ta ka
pen kene
no
yene ye ra le yi de ko ya chere ru ko ya khwan ku chiran le yi de chi yi de ngi
ban ku don wore ke e ka we de pio e karanga ne chi
aka we le pio a cha le ke
da ki de ka ya we
ko ya ke chi boriel aka nyu ji ke duen ku duen ngi yu e ye tie yu e woy ke tin
wen ka ayro jo pugu ayro we la
ina
fatima
ja jo pug men na Padang men ko tin ben lege na chan mi nyir a jam nar ko po wa jam pa na da ku ko ji aku ruai ka ye ram nyan kin no ye ram nyan kin no ku li ko Padang kin le ben wele di
liu ka Jieeng ban
li we Jieeng ben so let e ken kon good et bi letin ye le kor ku le bodu te bi ke ye ko lo good lakin na ye ke wele lo good mara ki meaning e chibi yo kon meaning or baran jo ben joy kaitin kada na ye we security pandu ne kan ga don pay do ku ya kuma ku do ku ran dan ka ku ga pya ya gran terer ti men wo ben ga be gi ben ku ye ben gam go ku juru ku yen go ku be kitina kan ya werien ka wun go te na be lo ku lu yin cha cha tare pane wenge ye lo ye ki chirken ka pandu na du ku pya de da ba ga kedun ku ran ber tio be ben ya ngi ke ya le ku berer kongdun ba ya yo nyoji ke nyu ba yo jorot ke joro ku palu ke ka ter ki lo a ka ka lo ko ke liuge a ki wo gro ben no ku wo ko ke we ring ne we jo to cool take action jar ko pandun ke pandun ku pal ka kul ter a kul ter a ko lo mi jo got ku ka ki ga yugnim ku ka ki we ka lo ke a ki ko to we ka lo ke ka da ye gen jar ko security pandun a ki wuya kuma ko ki wuyi jeran ku yen to cha dak tu ko ye waji wen bi kiri lat do ba ye waji wen bi kiri lat ka ga to ku dak roi dun kuna le me wo ba gam wai we ke ko kira no waji tio padang we di kan ai ra la tu na ne cha wo ko pal ga ri da yo mana kana gier
ye da ding ya
ne ka lo comment ne
yeah the common thing kang yin kura jama ngi pin so alui la yikalui ke gangi ai cha de chokoten min ayo da bi te kangi ke ga piat kwaire malakal ka kalwel kur ke ki yit lan ran nyoje ke tundu wala ba nyoje ke kamandu ku bi ben lo yide ke yin ne da tin ke yin go be wa tin ten ana kana ben ngi lo ya piat yi je ke chi ku lwe la chen ke lo bete tin chan yi ku che lwe ko le gam yi wo ko man wo ngo wo ge red karang wo ge ro go ro wa pa la no e be la lo ku be la lo ho to ra ne nyu nga wan ku ra ne nyu nga wan ke be lwe ko ko wa ne ke nyu je ke ka kana so ke yi je ten ku lak tuen ya mi jo be ping
cha manu de jam chan benang ke be
yin man
be
ka tuen
manu lor ber ki no to ki oh a chol nge ke lo an to ka da ne lo to nga
aya chole bil lu wona be kan ja bere chane na ira te ruwe ngai pa ne ga je ke ngo ba ja bere ni te
kala ke be ra ma
ye ga ja tunga padang ya jo le
ye ama ber in banya ku ba ber ma cha ber ko ber na lo ki chir ko na e ne tinga ger nya ngen jam ya ka ku le ye ne ga de ko ki jeng ji ka ben o je e ka ben o ni ku ke ko ka bo par ka dal ku ko ka bo jong le ku je a including that ngak ga ye ka o ni re ya tu kan
bangi
je ben ma jo le ne ka jir ko won jem ger nya ti en je ka le ku kai kunun tinge ne ye chen na je ngi manudi ayo ka ngi ta de je karan ki ne de ke ya we da mun ka pyo we ku le we ko ka ba ya de ko du na du to ti man te chu da no pa dang ade me nya ni chu ka ti ten ra no ni chol la biel something a cha biel da no ne ban lekin biel no cha go ti ye ni jam je pa dang a chin ya to ka ye lo ye na to un ye na fin to me to chu lu kwa chu lu ni audio ki ne wo ba lo e play ke ye ro lo ile yan a cha na rio ke lo pa dang ko bi tong jot pa ne din ke ne ti chi gon ko ben de ti le te we chu ba na do lo no ke ba na do lo no bu ga to do lo kwa ki ke kala ye no ade kaman nen taw la ni ten ba go cha jam ke men da
a chola tuen
banya jo in fi ngene kala de yen ko ja fi ngin ko to studio ja fi ngin in mi wede wedu ba le ke
okay thank you
njale
okay thank you
la twin
bilu ini chale
so de wazo
manu wanda
pinga
okay lot
acha ke mo e ka ping
jam jo
da yan kai bắp tiền rồi cái giếng đó giếng ở Padang cái cột chế Padang cái giếng nan thong ao giếng aja ke lor aja lor midma u leaders aba Padang aja ke lor rin ke pe chi loy in bil lu chi ki ran cho riek ma cha chi ki dok le yin kana a chi wan man riek ma cha is a politician ko man nyinu na ke luit tung nan Jieeng a chu gam en wi cha ka lor we Padang odi we aja ke mo ran jam ko ja ping an chala jona ko na jo en monjang awul na malwal bo be nyar
Naam.
bu pan ma bi ga de nga en jam cho a good in bi look cho apat go cho o pat ko Jieeng o wa cho ka chen nyana kai won ti jam akwal a ti nya jam ku pan ma ti jam ben ke mi Jieeng langen apat dan chol wal mabor won chal to boy ako ye Jieeng wala ke Jieeng
chu bengi
kana ye Jieeng ke Jieeng den jam ke chi Jieeng ni yar a ke Jieeng den nye
ai che Jieeng
du la Jieeng no
ai che Jieeng mo
Jieeng den ni yar pe Jieeng den chi yin yin chol wal
Wa e chol wal kai
Apa
mabure mo nwe mo nwe na
nwer
say dang nye ke war kon. Yeah. A che mo
okay
jang won. Lakin mo jang ke o fanun van choli.
okay ini bili beluel ku tan mi ma apada ku yen bur ko to bi ke chol greta Upper Nile bingi enu o yen to pi Upper Nile vulnerable because ko ya lu ti ma ba ke yen ko ke yen ti ye wo yen a chaka wer bur nak apada nak ken is it true in bili
Right.
is that true because jengda o ran chur mado wala ran tia ko achu go wer so parama achu ko man chulu ko chu man nuer achu man gabel won to ke go achu ko man apanma ayo ke wer within the region of Nile which mean it's not good
we
so
ba
will
ban yo kan
achu man chulu ko chu man but ulin is a heartless man a chiran pak achu ko ni aramatil yene chilla makol lam is a educated man lam is chiran pak lam me raise antor yang machar chuluk has never been a good family nuera ngwen chuluk in bil look a chan ba jam kumit ma pengen chuluk ake koire angwen nuer mi ko chuluk e ka dom ma ho lakin u jengda wa che ka dom dong e ku jara koli wen den nuer atora koli kating so when he's not a good guy to govern Upper Nile no now lo kir mayar bu kwan bu lo appointed then kir which jeng that bu parur if kir appoint Johnson Woolen kay governor of Upper Nile then we jeng ourselves we want to fight ourselves because he's not a good leader he's not a leader and he cannot be he will not be as a leader ran kai poji he's not a leader ran tikang ba achiriyo babura chikiraj kadidola this guy you know he apadang men a carry who is not care about Sudan na apadang mak I will salute I cannot accept this guy to be a governor of Upper Nile. Period. Billy.
Kuneng mit ko monjang man. Mit ko monjang wan ke da babat geir ko ke mut pa ye yen mut. Jela ke ko wane ke ta ira aka mit ko monjang ke pio chan big junu Sudan da ko. Ken ne ke wan ku jel yor we. Ka tara ka bi ti lo.
So this guy actually kuna lo Kirmayar, and I won't take the fight into Barkazal. If Kirmayar appoint Johnson will be a governor of a Nile, we Barkazal too will fight ourselves.
Yep.
You me Padang all the time. Why? Padang not all the time. Why? 1991, Riek Machar Chigat, Iran to Bora, Iran to Apadang. Okay? Ator, Nanagid, and Nagator, Kay Kat Kabir, Eke, Kanyamonjang. Rama Cholwe, Riek Machar, Ator, Bawaswa Bato. You think it doesn't touch our heart? Kept quiet. So we got both over with Jim. But or not, why? Why?
En ke kudo atoka achan bi monjang bi a week. Ake ke lo yen yiri ku ja ke yu ya yi pagan. Atoka kentin.
So it cannot happen. Actually, Berlo in will look. Huh? And Jieeng, I will. Alangran ti jamun ti o wen akujen. And along I will and an manabium. Abium a chini jurchul. Jurchul yokupin. I just yak o. O abium wa would yak. Along I will. Wa would yak. Alarm tit cap here. Wa quadri. Huh? Someone was talking, then Jamison, Gedang Chiluk, Gedang Manjurchul, Mudia, I don't understand. Akujan, who am I? Akujan, in Billy. Oh, Langda Tui, Northern Bargazal, Manchaida, Mwanjangda, Buto, Nafarnai, our rain. And I rebel. We are a network family. We are the Dinka and we remain not the Dinka family. We are a network family. When you attack Dinka belief, you attack the whole Dinka. This Chuluk must know. Kujala Nuer must know. Kujala kwa ritual kachali Equatoria. Equatoria is not a tribe. Equatorial land. Attack on Dinka family is an attack of all Dinka. And they should know. And they should understand. Arabel, we cannot accept Dinka family to be slaughtered in the eyes of other Dinkas. No, it cannot be. You are suffering, nationalities are suffering, all of us.
Thank you. Thank you very much. John Akwe. Yeah, you talk.
And it took Mama.
Hey, na fia dai. In chugle jare to support yen hok. Chin ko jo jing Padang, kuin ka jo monjang ben. Kuin dol woso ni kaman, kuin rande che to fiar ka chabia wan in lui contribute in the liberation struggle. Ran ti kon la wan ben ke ara na woso ni. E ya nationalist ke ko ji. Ake ji menu ya in brother Jonah Akwe. Che bi ko nu e gbilie nya lekin o monjang o ko yune te ka pet ko ko chen ka je pet. Lekin ge bang na chuke wi ke ye ku le ke manu chin ni le nwer ke ko ko o kiro tia ke ki lu ke ko ko o kiro tia ke ko jeng fada lakin re de na jala gañ ret ke ko ma ande den alu le nagin ko le jor kudu ko le rum pindo kenen ko jolo la kene jerena che cheng de ci man taw ga ti fi northern bargadal a yo wakin mi ci la ma ne jur ciol wakin mi ci la ju den ciol fatit wakin mi ci la balanda wala ki de mi ci la yik den ciol bongo e ngo en bay ne kene che cheng kan akenu continue mediene ke ga lo complain ne ko ke because no ke ga ngi cheng ga dor lakin jur ko rero fi apanal ken ka wen tinga apanal ko a chiro fi ke ko jai cheng ra a che o mon jang ta apanal ina nin tinga mon jang na to fi jongle ku ken ta wotene fi apanal ku ken ta fi ruwen o kin michila a che o ge jolo ka a kin pin ra na guru ku ka chira na o ko pe ko chira na o ge nyan no mo bu ngoloi kalam pare jun lo ro ken ali ko kwa o go ye ke jol kuna chi o jol ga yo le we nyu ku pin ba bu ko en tong a chi ko wi big ping kwa ko lo jiren ko nga ke a che man men okay ku kana wi big junu bin ko bi ga deri ku ka yo ga cha deri mon janga aka tinga ban 100% mon janga ka ke lo ro again the Jieeng Padang between fana wa ka ne wo chu college for the support ku ka che man lu yo ke discriminate ke ko ki ku le ke man ko le yen lo ku kane ko ga nun ne bok ma cha kulat po bok yelo lakini chi Johnson ro ngi riek ma cha chi ku ji ge ke lo la da mo ko wa garem la da mo ko riyam lew ko ro nok ke lo le yen solution e kana chu ke yo ke solution ko ne ke chi wi ki ma yadi man ke lo en londe a chan na ko be dor be ba en min lakini ko ke ke yo ro nga a che ko je fi kwa yen chu le brother John na ko support ke loy ku yine dol wotani thank you very much
chẳng cái bên lúc của giờ là Padang đó cái pin cái biết của bên Jieeng đó bên cái pin của quay rồi cái quay của pin của cô Jieeng Alex của những cái lên của Padang đó vậy
Padang way Jieeng way chu le
Jieeng đó vậy
thank you very much in book your fall Junu Sudan way anyway chin wichila ngor ko junu bin ye na chira na chin ku bila jor ku tong lakin wo mon jang we deserve the right to self defend a chara na ban na jam ren ko cho ga yen ko ra na woto ni ye hu yin jam ko un ko ma di ka le yin nak a chan ku wuci ke ben number de Jieeng lo reduce ke chir ko lo man fa na panal ke lo la ye na ke michila bi me no ko ya alo le ye mor machar wala ye mor malwal wala ye mor mayar ene lo ko ya dile ye. So they want to deal with us first because they're quite new to me, you know.
Cái vấn đề cái vật chân domination chân lùi long chỗ problem đâu có quan trọng Jieeng yên long Afanal is a rich region followed by Equatoria ojaento long Afanal atau ben Dinka land kwe we bin area the Dinka they don't want it which mean can Libya is
No.
It cannot be. A kill a berloy. Can a jump Jieeng. Get to Karan, ye have to do. In from that year. Can I do? Now, Quaja, Kulaka get you. What you can do? We need a Zambia make a jump. I am to put you understand. You need enough an eye. Evan Jungle, wala Malakat, wala Unity, all in all, the term different Evan Jieeng inherited. And this Jieeng must be recognized. Can I take a signal again and cake? Naira 100, Kulula can check it in. A good in Billy. Could allow you as you put nine. Is it good, brother?
Mm.
Is that good? A level will can echo Jieeng. Real, Bantu, Epan Jieeng, Pariang, Eruin, Rapid, who what up Yapanai, what up with Mule, Epan Jieeng, and so anything. In jazz. We will look I know. One young like a nut, like a chicken, the room real in Billy. Is it true?
Okay.
Actually, we believe. And this is what we want to emphasize. Kan kau cakap kita nak kena, lakin hukumku buat kita. Kena. Cuba lu nak kita dia, kena kena, kena jenuh Sudan.
No.
Nothing wrong about Jieeng family. In segregation dulu.
No.
Wakija, lagi kejabda. It is our own. It belongs to you, Sudan. But the way Jieeng in Upper Nile, Jieeng will tell you why. Now you can man Jieeng in Upper Nile, Jieeng, their leader. Why? And this guy doesn't want Jieeng family in Upper Nile. He believe. Is it true? Is that true? This can provoke the war. 10 other Jieeng family in different areas. Because the death of one Jieeng in Upper Nile or of course Equatorial, we are not there, but we are in Equator right now. Ninka, I take check at Upper Nile, Equator Barakazal, 2 regions. Only one region, but now we are in Equatoria. Why? Upper Nile. The rest of the tribes per book that they don't want Dinka family. Why?
And that's why I'll call the Monjang. Raro that ye. Monjang lo what on even. What can I get? I get. I can knock into one
again, young away, waiting them security pandun. Koi guy security denda makeka I you.
And believe to Padang and jumping a call. In Billy for leaders of Padang. I like Padang out the warriors. Then the Jieeng family of Padang are warriors. Padang, I keep John where let me be and dead. We are waiting to lose. Nowhere watching, but nowhere teacher training yan. I got Junglei stick. Got a Junglei, one young Junglei, a coward. Arjat. Lakin na ke tong ja Padang family.
Actually, value yadi Joe in Veko take it. I can't a pinky in it. I tell you, I quite loyal word.
Allow the
Chaya will get
no, I can't what I cannot look. Ara yo over look victimized ban. Ma ki chin we mark ke chi look lo yen. Jing to apa na ban na ko why about. Na chu kan yo why about ko bu jo ban bar ka dal. In ke planning ko. Kuna chi otia ma ke tonga bi jala to du nu tidi ku kana bi jala ba ko du na che a che ke pa ji apa ma dor.
Oh, Barkazal. Trong cái chú con Barkazal, abu ya la Upper Nile, rawi nam kai da, rawi Jieeng da. Tapi, wa bu Upper Nile until dulu seram da, Upper Nile.
Ena chi gran wa biu le tonga ye to dom na ma yen dab ke ban. Me kene ba dai ton in chale.
Ai yen apa mit apa dang da. Leke apa dang we ye, Junub Sudan we ye, Dinka we ye, Jieeng da.
Hey, thank you very much, brother Joe. Jam piet sin jam ci monjang ci support ban. Acha na ci Jieeng Padang ci support ke monjang ci support ban. So in ke we un bo da ko tin na e ke yo we ko bar ga dale ko to tin. Yo go ko jong le ko dil to tin. Yen chuk le ku chokron ben yo. Mu kaman ja ba yo pursa chan ko ja ping ko ke to on the studio ko to dai. I chi le jare thank you.
Ma ben ti jale.
Yen wo ka ping wo ka man kon ping ma le de yen a jo chin ni jam with the exception comment un je jal wi la kar a chi pet ayi kulu jieng ban no ngi rande ne riyo ko buga one kan yin ban kur jela yin manut queen ger nyang ayi community ban de jar yande ko de mangen de ye ni ci wuj bu rod ba poj kula la ke ngege na tawle raj ni kana akira anti diede pe nyinam kula yena ngen kula yena ngege diede pe nyinam ne kula yena na riyo ok to ban yi human being ngan je diere weke mana gen ting tong ye gam ke because yin rani no rod kwon otherwise chin ga kirani mino kune rani kula yin dom dil ko rani pyo ka kal ngor kula yin yong ke yong ni ngor ko dom min bin ta into a captivity ngor ke yong ni lai kit man alo kit man wan we wone ka waja do wo tin wan ko ran chul wala jalaba kwa kane del ku ngi ye yen malik bankur wati kane ke ya del che jaw ku nam ngi ke pyo le wo ko ko ta ti chokra
we pyo
bu jam da bu jora bab an che gob da ganen chan kita re chowi yen ba gol yin utat
ye na pet a chin gidi belwel ko ya je wel to le wel wona ko ba den ke yo man me ne ken we ra de la ben ria gan pyo ria na lug iran ka ye yo yen pa dang e pande ku te bi ke ko ye yong angi yene te yen we ba de la je le gok lakin yin bi lug twany ki yin twany pin ke ko no ko ache ben ku domin ko to gunegi twanye kan ben yugo ku joto biral to kade buga jo kon control na mi ay jo le tol kay twany ku jale panakim ka ci wal bele lew ci wal bele lew because yena chakan paru chan ngi jing loy na ci kitin ben ga lo ka ba mong nyal riel ka ba mong nyal riel ke yen twanye ngi kiden le kor yugo ki le kor ngi abagan kriel du kada ka do atalo kada na chi jo yo gan ke jara nyot ki chi ya berwi na jo ler pana kim cho wala taw tag dang bu go yi jitene yana ga bu go ton to win cha de ga bu ku yena ngori yi cho ku yi rala chi control ga yene ke lu we ko ya ka lo ke wan ku ka ke ga ni kide lo ge katin ka mena chin gi dit ben gawe achin di ben gawe chan ko yo ku ka to mena da ya ka nyon ni mu yin na yin ka yam kan ke wo ben yo ko ko ke na che be to ti ki dang ban be ko ro go ka do yo fursa members pir yana bu ta mo jam akira na la ya ba kon bi jo la shul ko tar ka kon na wona cha kon jo no go bu jo ta ke ji jo chopande kala cái giờ đây là cái trồng tôi thì cái giờ lâu bắt bài bố giờ đi cái nhỏ cái quên cái bố giờ cái chẳng mấy giờ lâu cái đi tàu rồi cũng cái chiếc security pan này chỉ lâu cái này cái con của ta phải nhận security cái Iran con security bên cái bên này gam nyandu ấy gam ra đằng bên nó coi thế này lakin tiom du ku ting du ku men du ku wen du achi de mat kelatin ko achi ro kelatin wen do ye gam ke go ja ke ben cha ko wel ke ba cham tiom du ye ga ke ri dom na ga ji ki bi jo lo wir wel ba fa nya so ke ne etekti na wari kuna ne we cha ko le ko ke ran de ti cha ni ne chin ran cha jol ke na to go jeng ben guri ti to wo tin ai cha ni en pa ni pa da wo de ye na yut ke ne ye ne ke pa da wo de wo to wo tin wo ka chi chwa tu wir ayi to man Padang wo jam ne chele jal kana jam yum kana jam tom ku wo ki wo jam ko wo cha do ku to ke to warir wo te ne to warir wo ke luang de kyo ke chu ro de ma to ke to awana chu la war we chu la rir piu yi ta ba da ko la myo kana jam tom kana jam yum ku kana jam wakai ka men wo ja to ci jur ko cha le ci ben wo yi ke ne ga le bi jo renew bi chokpi bu ko to ji ta non ta ko to ita non tar ku tedu etedu eteritodu te le yin men ku la cha yo ku yoglai ke cha ku bala terlei ke lena kontor ge ya atanda nok wala bichu e chane tede kew ele ya bu to je tim tung chu tim tung ay bong re na ngapen ay le ran a che kidero yena liban pandi pol e che pande tim den di chu kara ge na ngapen je bong re so we kere ki yo le mena chu ko man ke chulu ran di ran jo man ki ko ko unto e le tedu re tedu ku ga re tedu ku jo ko ruai ko ja ruai ku re nge pande yene ki yak lwel padang ken ku yene ki yu lwel wo jien ko yu lwel ruai ku re ga agudu wo ko jongole le ba wo yo le wo ruai ku re pandu yinwer wo ruai ku re pandu etong security ken yene ke kret ko ni magut ke kole eto lwel wo ruai ku re pandu e ki chen pande jo gam yene ko mi jam magut ke kole kaitin na ye miok kaka che wo ko miok panda ake wo cho miyo panda e dal yene tawo en kurer guten ko guti be ka rir ka tin miyo garatin akene lo ki shiboye akene lo ki shiboye South Sudan be na miyo na che ayo ko ji piwen ka kriye ko loy wan e ke be ko le ka rer go yin ngak rer pan ngak ade kriya ko kin ke ko wona cha le kin kriya siasin ko kin ke kichiga yi la ku etie akuma chila duna mo ko chiro tia ke ruai arwai utie chila matwen aga nuna akuma chebe te bi yi lo na taw tundu tinga lo grai ka jago mi an wule chani mutang di kin ma jabala yok ba kaka chi wan mu kina chilo duru kaitin yedi yeg pin kuna bi meni chi meni ku bay ke amozo ku yir bozo ku denga mozo bu jo ben ke exas ka kuma ke lo yuke ka ba jar yakidi ba jar yakidi na ya wazir karaba ka denga ran piu ku yera ndange char tetui yo jonga la rum longa ka do cha le ba yot ko ku ka do le ba la ti ka the na la chari kan ki tek du pin kana na cha lo ka yingur char ba chete den we ran piu ka piu ga la oi na cha oi ka gura wai bire wanok ka tin gura kar ba ka ba tek dun ka dun me chat pin na cha lo gun dun mazlum ke yene tane ka da ye men ki ke ro la dut ke ro ndi alde ne chai ka kana donga ko jo go pol ro ka chi miskin la no ro tu ka tin ka kene ne yo le tiom da wo jeng lugu secure tiom da kina kuma ngi ku tin ko kiran ro ngi ku tin ko kiran ma ga ngi ku tin ai kuna jo ben ma ka ben bab to gatin ku ba kon ti je lono le gan nge ko la ten tagam go bo kin kan gam kere tu we lo bab lo fada ku gor bab to bu ben ba kon ba atong biran ba kon atong le ku jagale le bab nin ba ki chat ji ba yen ga we diga wa salam e jana ka gabele ka jam ko ke kan jamen gabila ai
ban ku bin ke wel ki jeng me
la jeng en jam ga chin gulwe na la koy lo kumai ka ko ma da kumai idea bagam ku bi den gam ku bagam gam gerjang ku jo le la kri yera bi o lui ku ata fandi ku yinta fandu idea kini ku chiriya ma ko wo chi du be ko yi ke unity ma council li itifagia
ai
ku ngata rete
ka chiro
union ke union na daga da ting men ki ko dio ki men ko yun chuo ka we aya gam na cha god ku le padang le jing padang meeting ke kene akiran be chak ben akiran ben ya twan we bes chin gol wel ke lakin ay often le chir kana kalibran ban kana mo highway bu koy benja lakin a chi jo kon god le Jieeng Padang including wo gara le bu ban wo kwen wi wo koy ko anan ka de cha wo anan mar Padang chan de latin ko chi deng di manun deng di chi de latin chan a chol Padang lakin a cha welcome
okay welcome na chen pedje ko nim ke okay welcome na pe ne okay ko ko opposition ka ko ben teto kene ku jolo ko ke akiro mo pa anda chan big benti because da ko yo teto ngi ju ke yin
ke na
da ko ban ye ga di
ku abu ben jo lo agara ku ka ma da family Padang kana shi ke bagra na tin ko gor we ga shi jamdar
ma ka chin lo ke non ke ye Daniel Yuad na muge ko Daniel Yuad da ne ka pal ben hot ba da shi gam tong da woni singen ke ran ni dan ni te ke gem tin ka ke en ko wona ma wora ka we ka ke
buluji na ye ran ben gobde lakin alle bi jo ben ci we di kilo ko
ay yin en joti
ay ke yen kene akiran maran lakin ken ran mane ke yeran loy lakin Jieeng wel ke ba bi yung ko man kada na ja ti kulele teleyin pani chulu ka lo chulu ga pani kimin ran Jieeng re pani chulu ku werwai ay panwer akiran retin kuna lo yanci kuran pani ka lo yin dor yo yongena krum de la Jieeng ni ya dor ku kile Jieeng ti larandang ake dor makini yen ka Jieeng to panam bule kene ga dal kene yongena ye terum wo kai chol unity ku kai chola kuma erom na de luang tong kine lo la kabin na tin ya ben ka duo ku tin ben ga bina du ga tawsin joko berom yen ka central governor kana lakin Iran kene dung de bay ka de jola rom jadi kuna e ben cham kwindu ku ko yo cham kwin ke bay ke ku kwindu ni ga bina rom be lo ke yo balweli ni ran ni kwindu cham che cham kwira da yo yeta ga balwel
ni ne ban ti ko la nge ke chi ben ga mendo wala ngi chi ben
ye Padang lwel mene ye Padang jo lwel
en kan
ni weri to ma pasa dui ko chin gela Jieeng reti yin chulu gi rer ma pasa dui ko chin gela Jieeng reti yene chang ne yin maban kana ye pandi ku le ran gwir pandi ku mu yawo berial tin ku bay ku gan chela tin ma kini yene ka tere bere kan eto ku ka Padang gamji akuni kier malakal nam ne ali kula jal peyrial wala retin o wotondun yongene ko ro lo dewu ke jam kulo na lo Padang gan ke Padang ra ke yin dor yo ko yor ri dor junub e chirer Padang kin
shi gama Padang ne ko la chin ke chen bir ya kana we ne go lo chin wele yene ay Padang bi lo ke nyong amal bi dora wil nam yen ne ne ke ja chi ro be nyo ke kon ye ke kon ye mi chawan go ke
ko na
ma na chin ni yo
ana kul balwel yani yen ko ja ke jeren arew ko go ay jeren ko rew ake chum ko go ka chum nawan ka arew ran zakiran ni kangaret go jolwel ku men to yon te ku le lot lo go gerandi pa yen go ben mi nyol ku ka ba go ba mi nyol bi mi ki go benin ku la mi ak reali kani bobu wo bandi go menare go lo pana go yo menare e wa na cheto ku le yen gan ya go ta dena na nyol bi mi go benin ku yen ba gam gon mi go le ka chen me chen etin gamen now wana go tin ka bina go ri kumra fen le chi malaria dom ku yo man do le wa jira kumbe chi malaria dom gore ubogu go tin ku le na ran chi malaria dom ka chin te belo ye nambe ben mi lo rajot jel gulo ga ka lo ke na ona be mi ak dang ben
e ja chen ja e ja
ya chi wi bi kan chol
oh
ko chi le na on ya ga tim sa bina go ben ka jel ku yo wende gulo le yen le na le ban ga le wa a chi chola ma di daret ka de aka yen abula ben le te go ben bo le wo ki ga le wa chi ya le yo ka go cha ke an wala ben an chi chola ma di de ban dit karet go ba pol an bo ti me de chi e chi ya go le go ga jal ko ka te pyo go le ga bu got ko ai cha bi chol ka ka pit awan yak da le ben ka ro real pin ku yo man da le yen king are di yen milen ma jara ben a chi to ka yi la tyak ka ye le ye na ben ba wu ben ta be go jal ya go bi where is your father go le king di dare da chi to ka chi ben di ka la tyak go ro to gyo tan go to gyo tan yo le ke lu ara wa ke di dare a lot of when about you le chi le di go le ai pyo ria re kan tin go le ka ngot abe gam and I want yak ka jel kulo kitoy kulo handbag dan yo choki le yo choki nun ben choki nun ku yo jataw tan ku yo mantina ro yo ku le yin yo gama nyol tu le yo ko gor tan ku le ganjel ana lo ti jale ko lo we na nan nyan kana a kila pani nyan kan ci nan 100 years ka kan berom aka yene ka bala nango tag dangu pe la tul to la pani nyan kan a kan be yo ka nan 100 years ku yen handbag da na yi choki nun ku jo jarer tana kala ku jel ku tim di da rer ba tim di ci ti kun rer ba na wona jo gogben ku jo ti to wuno go jo le wa a ci jal nyan kan a ji tiak pin dang ke ye na ke ye ki nyan kan di yuan ku nyan kan a kan ba yo kan 100 years old aka ye na bu pe la no wo pe ke ro go nam do me wo ye ka wona anyol ti won gwer me ke wer ka we ku do me handbag won ci chogi nun chwar we yo pan aro yori
ye bai da fin vet
ka bai dak fin ke te na ka ro jala ben ke chat ke jo me gole ha my father is coming ke jala nyu ke yen handbag won e chwar we ara we ni tawtin ara we ni chira tawtin ka yen to go chiri chwatim no jo ben bo jo me go ti kulele okay where is my handbag yana to ka ju kitin ba go ben mi oje kake sorry go piore ko le go me le ga chia go chwarwe go le chi chwarwe go cha chwarwe a cha chwarwe kala bai ben le wo ye la kor chi yok go lo tim nam nyal to won chi chen biok re we na ro kun biok nyal ye la kor chi yok a won ga le ro sorry aba ben ba kor mi go ke chola go ben jo la kor tiom nam ku yok ben ko to ane to ga chen chwatim bi yit ga tim bi nyu ga de beto na
abo
wa ni
ya
chal
no yin ji we ki mo aman chin we mo ka na ma we ka
ke ari da ga tawali na ro le ta go ifan de lorio yi wo ki e de na yen ko ba ben chol ko nan zuru ga yayo a chen fan lirio ya ro en ta ya go gan ta sigiri
go no
Ba
go
ye loku teo sijini ku jo luk. Na wana jolo luk ka go a ken ga ba chore le ki fara ndang riok. Pa yen ka mujrimin ke lewe we fada. Kudu alibran ben ku bogri roti. Na le miak ka wala lugi kula temwe wadhi ku le kera ne pan. Chiri mene ke loy ga koike. Ke ki ai ben tina tar ki ben ngem ke tiom den. Ai ya nak dia la ngem ke tiom den. Ai ki do le la ngem ke tiom den. Ai jam koko ke ye gelwel. E kenu ku le ben ko ko mi aka be le we mo to nin ga pan rer ku wadhi ku ke de na chi nyang ga kot chen. So ku mujrim ke chom miskin skin. Ake miskin on bi ke kwa cha skin ne sa rer ke we. E we ga yo ga tem. So in be ger nyang we
ne
gan
ke
fu.
kere kana chokro na red go sat ban David wu jo ko jiten yeren chinin dam dar yin ger nyang bi ja benda ku ba conclusion ba ja lo bu ja fo chokro
Eyen wek ka mod wek jieng e wek jam wek jieng dai yan ran malakal eti te to jam ke di tine yan ran ten pa ni chol no e nyiriel ke ga ba ke chit ke luel aleng ti ku luel kana e rom ga ke aguda yod ayen adwen yen to ke tin kana ku jola yen pan ga ka yik padinga yi urora yi nyirol rum ki riel en to ke tin kwe mana chi linam te tine yen chi woro kwa long da tar mana ataw ki tin ayige na de tong chul ke tare e is bo wane ke kilo back and forth ruot ke ke nyin kwa ga ten ana ko ki chop ki ruot e ki lwel ko ke ruot ke to tene tandin abaka pare ya ruot angor ki ke ro loy ke lem le ki jeng yene ko wona yen loy rot ka kene mana a chi jieng bana che dedi e kana ki ping le nwer pan ga kene rum pinyriel e nwer ayo de rum pinyriel e nwer nyirol yum rum pinyriel ale gorwuro kwe mana chi be linam ka het ka ta kwa chi het plus man taw jam woto kene plus mana chi lo piat nganga bag de ya chul a chi lo piat ade tini chol dama yeni chol langnam mana a chi ke ro roitin baki a chi wetok to wene yene tini piu
in pengu
In beard.
ko de ran che chol or something
Almost tight
ger
time.
nyang ke ye na ya pet kana bu jo ko jiten ka yo ke story de ka dai lo yela ku ye na chira lakin ye no ke gobdak joda bu jo tiyo ten ku we cha kalech we ko dai joda ka jo ko jiten chane ni cho kana cha dai gol ku ye na mi jo bela yo ke kwit baton we chokron gernyang china frost ban David contribution
Oh,
on jelo e pedaret jogi sei yen jo ko jiten ko buja be mor ko yok
yeah.
yen peda bye
Okay, masalam.
salam yeah.
we see no yo ka je no wakala din mi oi ka bang wi ja jo de mare le ya ma ma ja me pan ja wala tera ja ma wi ja la kol pe yo mo le apa dia ya de je to bi ja yo para ka war wai du wi ja mo jala kwen nyana dwang go wan ma na kwe kwe o kai no ki jo me ya go da tu go no we ke o ya ten ke di trai ral wai du ga nye ya wai du ga ri no pas ke ral wai du ga nye ya de ge da la je to bi be kam jo pa de wai ka nya la go to ba dum la ma kwe ma ka ya we jo u be ni che ra ki pi nyo ni mo we wai o ben we ya la chin pyo le ni ni na ka ro ba do ya pi ka ja pi ku we điều là hoa bên bên ngoài để chụp từ đồng nắp nhà cái chơi rai cũng nuôi trên cái gốc phơi cái má này điều đó cái chơi tiền nhiều chơi cái xóa lâu chỗ này chuyện cái gọi là cái phiếu mẹ này ra nó phải cái tin nên anh đi chơi với đam mê cái chơi buồn cái nhà cái tiền đồng tiền mà cái nó say chơi cái gọi chơi là phạt nhẹ ra quá được rồi cũng là quỷ cái chúng chơi gì anh ấy chơi chúng chơi đi cái chi wa cái cũng na này chơi mấy cha bây giờ ba cái cái đi đâu có để cha con có đâu biết đâu à quý tôi mấy cha này ya para la tenerin de banglu wai pal wai chi kun do pal men deri ma me ya jar ke ga tem ku pa bier kwa ke jang le ga da ga ne ga loy wa kundi aru malwel wenga nwere ya de diga le jo ngali ra ki gudum yal pin ba go do ja nya ya ga aru malwel wenga nwere ya de diga le jo ngali ra ki gudum yal pin ba go do ja nya ya ga ken ya le lwe wen dia mo ku ne no ku no boy nan ngan ma je wala nei na dia yimi ja yimi an ku ke lwe lu no boy we pala me wai je pyo di wala di ba ke di ko wen ne jura myol ke na pai ke di ko ben je ru ke ja ga be yer mya ga yi ti jem ja pin jo ta nyang ko tola ke wen si no je pyo ku ka je shi no wakala din mi oi ka bang wi ja jo de mare le ya ma ma ja me man ja bala tere jo man wo ko nwe de ja ga kol pe nyo du ma le aba dia ya de je ka bi me ja yo para ka wal wai du twi ya mo jala kwen nyana dwang go wan ma na kwe o kai di no ki jo me ya go da tu no we ke o ya ten ga di trai ral wai du ga nye ya wai du ga ri no pas ke ral wai du ga nye ya de da la je to bi pe kam jo ka de wai de ya la go to ba dum na ma kwe ma ka ya we jo u be ni che ra ki pe nyon ni o we wai o ne ya la chin pyo le gi ni na ka ro ya pe ai de ye bu we điều là hoa bên bên ngoài để chụp từ đồng nắp nhà cái giờ ai cũng nuôi trên cái gốc phơi cho mà này điều đó cái gì tiền nhiều thì bị xóa lâu chỗ lại chỉ cái gọi là cái phiếu mẹ này ra nó phải cái tin nên anh chỉ phải quay đằng mà cái giờ buồn tập nhà cái tiền tầm tiền mà cái nó say chế là còn chế là phạt nhẹ ra quá được rồi nào quay cái chúng truy gì anh ấy chạy chúng truy gì cái gì wa cái cũng mà này chơi mấy gia bây giờ ba cái cái rin đâu có để cho con có đâu biết đâu ông ấy tôi bị cha người luôn ya para la tiene rin con lu wai pal wai chi cũng đỡ con men ri mà mẹ ya cái tiền ba bia là quá tiền chàng lên cái đá cái nè cái lôi qua quỳnh aru mà lôi quên cái mẹ ya de đi cái liệp chung cái liệp cái phi của đầm yal pin cái ba của đồng nhà nhà mẹ aru mà lôi quên cái mẹ ya de
All right, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Our program is finally in right now. So, you go back to your project, which is your die. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our program has come to an end. It was a pleasure and honor to have you here watching my program. Now, I want to thank the panel who have contributed to the discussion today. This platform was mainly for all South Sudanese of all background to come and share their perspective pertaining to the current situation in Upper Nile state in particular. So this program was mainly about analyzing and interpreting the audio speech that was actually delivered to the Cholo community in Khartoum by General Johnson Olony. And in that speech, the Padang Jieeng community have finally come to actually learn the detail of his intended action to be taken once he become the governor of Upper Nile state. And this is the very reason why Padang Jieeng have been very aggressive in opposing his gubernatorial appointment to become the governor of Upper Nile state. So that position remain intact, and it is going to be very persistent, and it is not going to be changed at all. In addition to that, last week on Wednesday of this month, the Padang community leaders in Juba, they met with His Excellency, First Vice President Dr. Riek Machar, and it was Dr. Riek Machar who invited them to come over so that he can go and persuade them about the prospective appointment of Johnson Olony. So the position of Padang Jieeng community leaders or delegates that show up in the office of First Vice President Dr. Riek Machar, they made it bluntly clear to Dr. Riek Machar that Padang community object the appointment of Johnson Olony, and they also charge His Excellency Vice President Dr. Riek Machar of responsibility should Johnson Olony be appointed the governor. They also went as far as reiterating their position that they bear the right to self-defense should Johnson Olony attack them. So this is just a summary of what we have been discussing all along. And thank you very much for your participation and your contribution. And have a good night, have a good day or an evening, good evening wherever you may be. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This is the end of it. And have a good night, good morning, or good evening, or good afternoon, wherever you may be. All right? Yeah, no, good. You're calling 10. You can get the